All right. We got a big week for news, bro. Hold on, before I get to the intro spiel, sorry for all the new people. Actually, let me do that first. For all the new people, welcome back to another episode of What Did I Miss with Dennis Styles. On this podcast, not this episode, this podcast, I talk about everything not on my main YouTube channel at DS2 Smooth, from movies and gaming reviews to movies and comic book. Wait, gaming. I messed that up. From movies and gaming reviews to movie and gaming news to comic books to manga, anime, and anything else I feel like yapping about. Episodes drop weekly. Well, not last week because my mic broke. But yeah, I got a new mic. So yeah, that was for all the new people. But yeah, this is a big week for. It's just catch up. It's the name of the whole podcast, I guess. Podcast. What did I miss? So what did I miss from last week? So we got the news from the previous week, and then we got the news for this week. So not a main topic this week, which if you're new here, usually I try to do a review. If there's not anything I really want to see for that week, I'll do a main topic. Yeah, so like a topic episode. Yeah, you can look back and you'll see when I'm not doing a review. So anyways, my mic broke last week. Right when I was about to, I got all my show notes together, read all the articles I needed to read, and as I was sitting down, plopped in my seat, my mic was broke, and it was because I was moving apartments and rookie mistake, left the cord in the microphone while I was moving and stuff, and then it just it's a USB. It's an MV7, sure. It's a USB like XLR mic, but I don't use the XLR part because I'm not there yet, and that's oh, hold on, but yeah, it just broke. But anyways, if the sound quality is a little bad, sorry. New room I'm in, the ceiling, I didn't sound treat my last room because it was not like super small, but I had like a good amount of stuff in there, so I really didn't need to treat it. But even with the stuff I had in my last room, in this room, the ceilings in this room are pretty tall, so it sounds a little, I can hear it like not even on the playback, just just regular talking. It's kind of echoey in here, so sorry about that. I will work on getting some sound pads, order them from fucking Amazon or something, to soften up that or lighten up that echo or whatever. So yeah, sorry about that if audio is a little off. Let's yeah. So yeah, just a big news week, man. We just got all, like I said, all the news from last week and this week. So there'll be time codes below, so feel free to jump around to whatever part you want to. It's just gonna be a lot of yapping. I got some water already on the side of me, so we just got to lock in and get busy, bro. Let's see. Oh, okay. I wasn't gonna do this. I so as we get into the show, finally get into the show, I have a little section called "What Did I Miss?" And if I just miss talking about anything from last week, I bring it up at the beginning of the show of the new week or whatever. But since I didn't do episode last week, from the week before, I was talking about Transformers and I was talking about Sideswipe. Bro, I don't know if this is just in the movies or if this is not even a official piece of lore, but I just seen someone on Twitter say, not like just seen, but I seen someone on Twitter say Ironhide trained Sideswipe. Bro, I did not know that. But I cannot pronounce that man's name. Ironhide was my guy, bro, in the Transformers movie, bro. When they killed him, bro, honestly, there's probably other deaths that like impacted me before, like in my childhood, but that was one, bro. I felt genuinely hurt off that, bro. Sentinel Prime, really, and he didn't even give Ironhide the ones, bro. He didn't even give him a fair one. He backstabbed. I was about to say something crazy. He backstabbed him, bro. Didn't even give him a fair fight, so that hurt. But yeah, it is. Sideswipe getting trained by Ironhide, that's just super cool, if that is true. But yeah, let's just get straight into it, bro. So usually there's quite a few rumors this week, mixed in with some real news. And usually I try to do like the rumors or the news first and like bunch together. But since I had to combine fucking 2 weeks worth of news, I kind of just did it by like topic. And so I'll try to make sure that I. Hold on. Someone's calling me. What was I saying? I don't really know what I was saying. Was I saying something about rumors and news? Okay. Oh yeah. Because sometimes I do like slip up, but hold on, I gotta move my mic. I'll really try to make sure, I say this is rumor, this is a piece of news, yeah, yada yada yada. But let's just get straight into it. So, starting with Spider-Man, some Spider-Man, MCU Spider-Man with some Sony, whatever. Anyways, Dungeons and Dragons directors, Daly and Goldstein are in the mix to direct Spider-Man 4. This is from Daniel Richmond, so this is a rumor. So this trust me, this is all gonna go together. So, Dungeons and Dragons, is pretty sure it's a sleeper hit. Not a lot of people checked it out. I don't know if I know when it came to streaming and more people got on. That's when I got on. I'm not trying to say like I was fucking front and center when it first came out. But I checked it out, after people said, it was a sleeper hit, and it was really good. I liked it a lot, and I don't really have any problem with them jumping on board. Honestly, I just want someone new. Like, I didn't necessarily dislike John Watts. Is that his name? But let's get someone new. Get someone new for the new trilogy, And then I'm pretty sure I heard a rumor or just seen it in passing that Sam Raimi was in talks, and we got some Spider-Man re-release news. That's what I forgot to say. There is a lot of news this week, but if there is time and we're not going too long, I do want to talk about the Spider-Man re-release, because I've seen the first 2 movies have come out so far, and bro, it's seeing those movies in theaters, and especially since I didn't get to see them in theaters when I was younger. It was just too young. It was literally fucking 2 and 3 or whatever, 4. So I just didn't get to see them in theaters, and just seeing them in theaters. We'll put a cap on that. I didn't want to get into a yap sesh. But yeah, Sam Raimi, and I just said I want new people on, and Sam Raimi directed directed a trilogy already. But I don't know, bro. I feel like just the way things are right now, and just where comic book movies are, I feel like Sam Raimi getting back on Spider-Man has a chance to really, it's not dead. I was going to say revitalize, but I don't know, just breathe some more life into it, into the superhero genre. So yeah, that was just, so anyways, though, I brought up the directors though of Dungeons and Dragons because they are having trouble finding a director. And I think, and then this goes along with that. So it says Tom Holland. This is an actual piece of news. Tom Holland is involved in the early stages of Spider-Man 4. And he says, in the article, he says, this is his first time being involved this early. And then also, I did not know that apparently the ending of No Way Home, that ending final swing was I don't want to say strictly Tom's idea, but he had a heavy hand into that being the ending of that movie, which honestly was super impactful. So it seems like, and also in the article, he was just he just really cares about the character. He wants him, the way that he was sounding in the article sounded and especially with the rumors from previous weeks about Sony wanting another multiverse story, and Kevin Feige and Tom Holland wanting to keep it grounded. It seems like he really cares about the character and where the journey's going, which is great. And then and I think Sony wanted John Watts back, and so I was seeing some people saying on Twitter, if excuse me, if John Watts doesn't come back, I feel like it's a good indicator to where that story decision is heading to. Because if Sony gets John Watts back, that means they're getting kind of what they want. So maybe, there could also be some compromise, bring John Watts back, and then, but I don't really see making that compromise. But anyways, if they do get John Watts back, that could be leaning to Sony getting their way, and we might be getting a multiversal story. So I feel like that's why it's kind of important to see who does get picked as a director. But yeah, and then also Tom being involved in the early stages of developing this next movie. I feel like it's really important. It's not his character, but it's his portrayal of the character as well. So it's just why not get the main star on board? And then this goes into also, so Sam Raimi, with the Spider-Man re-release, Sam Raimi's been in the press, and so someone asked him about his ideas for Spider-Man 4, and he just kind of said, they would just have to figure out if a really a solid story for the next step in Toby's journey as Spider-Man, and then also he wouldn't be able to really say his ideas until he met up with Toby and the writers and whatnot, and planned out what Peter Parker's next arc would be. And honestly, I really like that so much that he wants to involve Tobey Maguire. And this is, if things did get the ball rolling on Spider-Man 4, he wants to involve Tobey. He wants his input into the character and where that evolves and whatnot. Because, if you're just, I'm not a fucking actor, but I'm just assuming here, if you're just playing a character with really no attachment to it, of course, you can still put on a good performance, but I feel like it just adds an extra layer if you're so hands-on with it and you're actually getting invested into the character's journey and where that's going and whatnot. So I don't know. And then also, with the Sam Raimi talking about Spider-Man 4, again, I don't think this would have been the right decision. They probably would have just botched it. But why the fuck see, bro, I'm about to heat up a little bit because whenever I talk about the Sonyverse, it just heats me up because the decision making is baffling, bro. Because I just feel like they just had it all. Like, not had it all, but like they had enough components to make a worthwhile, another cinematic universe, if that's what that's clearly what they want to do. Every movie except Venom is a flop in the Sonyverse. So anyways, but why wouldn't they? Of course he would have to be on board, bro, but I'm just trying to wrap my head around like why wasn't an automatic go on Spider-Man 4? Like before Venom came out, why was that not the talks? Whether, again, I don't think this would be the right way to do it. Whether Sam Raimi wanted to come on or not, why was that not a instant surefire, bro? That's instant bucks being made, bro. I just don't get it. But I'm glad that, they didn't, try to revisit the Spider-Man 4 universe and run it into the ground. But, and then I guess it also needs to be said, would I even want to see a Spider-Man 4? When I was watching Spider-Man 2, bro, and Spider-Man 1 in the theaters for the first time, I was just like, bro, this story it's not perfect. Of course, it's not perfect, but just the way, the villains are intertwined in Peter's life and, his relationships and whatnot. It's just it's so great. It's such a compelling Spider-Man story. And it's just like, would Sony be try to studio interference, like with Spider-Man 3, Sam Raimi had to put Venom in and he didn't really want to do Venom. I think he still wanted to do 3 villains, but I don't think it would have been Venom. And just looking where Spider-Man 2 left off and what he was building to, and just Harry Osborn's journey and whatnot, and him becoming the Goblin and everything, and then he wanted to do Sandman, so then you have that, Harry's he's turned it up, and then you have Sandman actually being Uncle Ben's killer and whatnot. I don't know. So it was really setting up for another super personal movie, and then I feel like Venom, some stuff still works, and I gotta rewatch it obviously, but I don't think that's where you wanted to take the story completely. So I don't know. Do I want to see Spider-Man 4? Yeah, but only if Sam Raimi gets full control and whatnot, and it's. But okay? I guess the better question would be: would you want them to take that risk? Do we want to just relieve that Spider-Man trilogy where it's at? 2 great movies, and then one bad one, quote unquote. I mean, it's enjoyable, but it's pretty ass. But it's like, would you? I mean, fuck it, bro. Swing, bro. Swing. If you strike out, you strike out. Swing. But anyways, and this could be actually a thing that's coming because also, I mean, nothing's concrete or anything, but it's just doing really well. The re-release is doing really well at the movie theaters. People are speculating that, after all 8 Spider-Man movies are released, it's going to probably gross more than Madam Web. And someone said that might be Sony's plan to recoup on that loss. But also, which is crazy because Spider-Man 1 and 2 already made nearly $2 million at the box office. And that could be possibly off majority of $5 tickets. So it's not even a full price what? I just fucking bought, granted it was Cinemark XD or whatever, but I just bought tickets for the Challengers and they were fucking $14, nearly $15 a piece. So it's damn, brother. That's kind of steep, but and I say majority off of $5 tickets because I did see a couple people in like the replies to the tweet or whatever say that their tickets were like $10 or so. But mine were like five and some change, and I was actually like super surprised about that. And because I think this is the first like re-release that I've went to for a movie. Like they do re-releases all the time. There was just the prequel trilogy, Star Wars prequel trilogy re-release. So yeah, this was my first time. Oh, then also, okay, so I don't really care about like actors and shit, like relationships, but this one, so Tom Holland and Zendaya are reportedly planning for marriage. Yeah, like I said, I don't really care, but I feel like this is like kind of funny because all the love interests in the live action Spider-Man movies have dated and gotten together, which is I think is pretty funny. So Tobey Maguire and Kristen Dunst, Andrew Garfield and Emma Stone. I was about to call her Gwen Stacy, and then Tom Holland and Zendaya. But I think this is like where the furthest it's gone, like marriage. So I feel like it's pretty funny. And then also there's each Spider-Man live action actor. So Tobey Maguire, Andrew, and Tom. All three of them have like played like in a army role, and so like yeah, that's funny. And then also all the love interests like MJ, Gwen, and MJ again all have played tennis players, athletes. And then with Zendaya coming up in the Challengers, so yeah, that I feel like just that stuff is like coincidental and pretty funny. Yeah, so yeah, that's all the Spider-Man news. And again, I'll probably, if we have time, I will talk about we've been already yapping for a while, so probably I won't have time to talk about the re-release. But I don't think there's a movie I want to see next week. So we'll probably be talking about Spider-Man 3 because that's the next one coming up. All right, next piece of news. Rumor. Another Daniel Richmond rumor. Norrin Rad is set to appear in the Fantastic Four along Shala Bao. So, I don't know if it was last episode, but one of the more recent episodes, the Silver Surfer has been cast, and it was, don't remember her name, but she's from Ozark. She played Ruth. She's a really good actress. I like her a lot. I liked her a lot in Ozark, but she's Norrin Rad's wife, which in another universe, maybe in the 616 universe 2 at some point, she's the Silver Surfer, but in another universe, she's a Silver Surfer instead of Norrin Rad. Actually, I don't want to say instead of Norrin Rad because I also saw a picture of them like being the Silver Surfer together, like they were both silver. So I don't know the thing on that. But anyways, I wasn't really tripping about. A lot of people were being weird about Shala Bao being like I don't know if I'm pronouncing her name right, but the character's name right. But a lot of people were being weird about woman, female Silver Surfer. I mean, I don't really care if it's good. If it's good, it's good. If it's bad, it's bad. But I did want to see Norrin Rad though because I don't know much about his character, like his deeper characteristics and whatnot. But every time he's showing up in media, like fucking Superhero Squad or anything, it's fucking the Silver Surfer. He looks cool as shit. But yeah, so I wanted to see Norrin Rad, and then also fucking the early 2000 Fantastic Four movies. Of course, Fantastic. I like it, but fucking Fantastic Four: Rise of the Silver Surfer is not that great. But it didn't really dive into his backstory or anything, and so I just wanted to see that in motion on the big screen. So, but it's gonna be cool if this rumor is true. If we are getting Norrin Rad, because Lakeith Stanfield also may have leaked this by accident because I guess he was in the running to be Silver Surfer, and that's a rumor. And then he posted though on Instagram when the Silver Surfer casting news came out, thought it was gonna be me, I guess. He said something along those lines. And so, okay. I'm trying to like break this down to a way that makes sense. They could have, been in talks with him to play the Silver Surfer, but they're not gonna give him all the details, we're gonna do a female one and a male Silver Surfer. They're not gonna tell him that. They're just gonna, okay, we're gonna in talks for Silver Surfer, and then they cast one of them, and then he's not gonna know the story details. It's like a fucking another Earth, and because apparently this Fantastic Four movie set in a different universe or whatever, and so that's why this female Silver Surfer is a thing. And so he might be the Silver Surfer in the 616 universe, which I don't know how that would work because I don't know if there's a Galactus or whatnot. I don't know, but this could all just like work out, and we could be getting both, which I think is cool. Like it's oh wow, yeah, I think that's cool. But no, I think it'd be really interesting, and I feel like that kind of, it satisfies me. It satisfies me, which doesn't really fucking matter in grand scheme of things. But best of both worlds. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. All right, next piece of news. I think these are a bunch of rumors. Okay, some Blade rumors. Blade will reportedly start film. I think this is from last week. Blade. Oh, I guess I should try to make a note of that and say what was from last week. So the Norrin Rad shit, that was from last week. The beginning of the Spider-Man news when I was talking about the Dungeons and Dragons directors, that was from last week. And then this is from last. Some of this is from last week, and I'll as I get into it, I'll say what's from when. But anyways. Blade will reportedly start filming this summer in Mexico. The film is said to be stripped down to Mahershala Ali killing vampires. All right, Becco, what the fuck was it before? There is rumors it was a period piece, and he was, fucking Lilith. I think Lilith is still in talks to be the villain. But, it was had to do, he was taking a back seat, and it was about some other characters, really, and his daughter was involved, and which I don't necessarily have a problem with, but it's damn, it's Blade's first outing. Just fucking let's focus on Blade. Not his first outing, but his first fucking outing in a while. It was just a lot of fucking Blade was just really in the blender, bro, for no reason. Blade should not be that complicated, bro. It's a black man in some techno ass fucking fits. A long ass trench coat, big blower on his hip, a sword on his back, and he's killing vampires, bro. It is that simple. Why are you overcomplicating it? Jesus, geez Louise, oh my goodness. Anyways, so it's bro, I'm not a fucking writer, and I could probably give him a good structure on how a Blade movie should go. Not probably about the inner details and inner workings and making the plot make sense, but from A to B, I can get you there, bro. I can give you an overall structure on what the fuck a Blade movie should be. Bro, I don't think it's that hard. They're just overcomplicating it. I was a Blade rant. I don't know. I just feel like it has a very, very great fucking, Oscar nominated, maybe Oscar winner, fucking Mahershala Ali, or Emmy or something. I don't know. But he's fucking a great actor regardless. And so it's Blade was announced they're doing something with Blade in 2018 or not, bro. It's been a while, so it's just hold on. I gotta, because it's been Blade. It's been a while. Blade announcement. No, not the game. 2019, bro. It's been fucking 5 years almost, or give or take. Bro. Come on, bro. Anyways, all right. So next rumor. Mia Goth is reportedly still attached to Blade. She will play. I guess she's in talks before. Maybe I heard about this. Maybe I didn't. Maybe I've even fucking spoke about it. I don't know. My memory is shit. For any new people in here, my memory is fucking buns, bro. So sorry. But reportedly she will be playing Lilith, who is the main villain for this. So this is from Daniel Richmond. Lilith, I don't know much about her. She's just some old dusty demon, I guess. Really, honestly, my first introduction to her was the Midnight Suns game, which I do need to finish. Yeah. So I don't know much about her, but I'm not necessarily fussed with this. Is she a Blade villain? Is she not? I don't know. Maybe I think, and then also she could be the main villain for the Midnight Sun. So maybe they're planting seeds with that. But I don't necessarily also have a problem with planting seeds for the Midnight Suns in the Blade movie. But bro, just keep it about fucking Blade. And also I think the Werewolf by Night writer and director wrote the new Blade script. I could be wrong about that, but if I'm right about that, that's also a plus. I really liked Werewolf by Night. What was I gonna say? Yeah, I mean, I'm not too Mia Goth. I gotta watch what are those movies called? It's X or something. Some a trilogy of horror movies. I think the third one is coming out soon. And so I got to check those out. But I don't know. I'm not too fussed about that. Yeah, is it redundant to do Dracula? I don't know. I feel like that would be cool. Get a really But then also I wouldn't want him to just be killed off. 'Cause I was gonna say get like a really good, well-known actor to play Dracula. But fucking MCU and their villains, they'll probably kill him off in one movie. So yeah, maybe not. But yeah, I mean, I'm not sure how Lilith plays into vampires, but she's supernatural, so I guess it's not a huge stretch. Let's see. So yeah, so Blade will reportedly be in the modern day. And will tie into a Midnight Suns project. Michael Green wrote the final script. So Michael Green, let's look that up. Oh, that was from Daniel Richmond. So yeah, again, why the like I don't think because the Blade comes. I think he does have ties. You know, his first appearances, he's in. You know, it's like a period piece type of deal. Like he's not in modern day, and I think he's fucking British, which I don't know. I feel like I don't. It doesn't really matter, but I think it's just kind of ass, bro. Just like make him American. I guess that's like goes against comic lore and whatnot, but I feel like I don't know why, but for me, I feel like him being British like takes away some of the cool factor. Again, it doesn't really fucking matter, like, but I don't know. Anyways, I think maybe that's like coming just off the like Wesley Snipes version, which I will be talking about him in a second. You know, just that's what I'm attached to. And then also I was reading some Blade stuff. Ooh, I was reading some Blade stuff, which was pretty decent. I wasn't like blown away by it, but I was really liking it. Jesus, tongue twist. Hold on. Peter Piper picked a pack of pickled peppers. Peter Piper picked a pack of pickled peppers. I was really liking the art style in it and whatnot. And the storyline was, you know, kind of intriguing. I gotta actually go finish that. So probably go. There's a lot I'm reading. So yeah, I gotta just remember that. What was I saying? What the fuck was I saying? Oh, modern day. Michael Green. Oh, that's what we're gonna look up. Oh shit. He has some ties to. I don't know. He has some ties to Blade Runner 2049, which a lot of people seem to like. Oh, has some ties to Blue Eye Samurai. Not sure where Logan. Hold on, bro. Who is Buddy? Because there's some shit on his record. Let's see. I mean, not in a good way. That sounded kind of bad. But what did he have a hand in? Fudge. It's not really giving me a Michael Green. Let's see. Wait, what is he? He's a director. He's a writer and film producer. Writing credits. Let's see. Sorry. I'm just pouting, trying to just see what he worked on. Okay. It says, oh, that's a stinker. It says Logan, Blade Runner 2049, Blue Eye Samurai, and Green Lantern. The one with buddy. What is his name? Hal Jordan. Fucking no. Ryan Reynolds. There we go. Oh, and then I think he has no. All right. So Why the Last Man, The Call of the Wild, Raising Dion, American Gods, The River, Kings, Heroes, Everwood, Jack and Bobby, Smallville, First Years, Gotham. Let's see. Up and Coming. Okay. Yep. So look, it says Carry On. Okay, so I was not right about the Werewolf by Night thing. I think the maker of Werewolf by Night may have been, that was a rumor, so whatever. Up and Coming, BioShock, Jungle Cruise 2, Blade, and Carry On. So yeah, okay, that's cool. So you know, and I feel like I'm not saying that the stuff that are stinkers are not his fault, but you know, you got to take in account. Oh, those were his producer credits. His writer credits are on. Oh, I guess it's kind of one and the same a little bit. I'll just read it out. The writing credits are on Blue Eye Samurai, A Haunting in Venice, Death on the Nile, Jungle Cruise, American Gods, The Call of the Wild, Murder of the Orient Express, Blade Runner 2049, 2048, Nowhere to Run. I think that's a Blade Runner short. I'm an idiot. It does say, wait, screenplay. What the fuck is written by and screenplay? How is that different? All right. Don't know the technical jargon on the. All right, let's move on because we've been yapping. This is gonna be a longer episode for sure because, you know, like I said, we're fucking catching up to 2 weeks worth of news. But yeah, let's just keep it pushing. Michael Green, cool. Oh, I was gonna say though. Actually, let me finish that thought. The writing, you know, if a writer makes a bad something bad, that is, I don't feel like is a implication of them, a bad writer, like there's studio interference and whatnot. So you just never kind of know until either behind the scenes, you know people start talking about it after well after the movie's released or whatever the case. So you just never really know. And so, but I feel like he has more hits than stinkers. So anyways, Wesley Snipes is reportedly set to return as Blade at some point in the MCU's multiverse saga. So that's from Daniel Richmond. I'm down for this if fucking Wesley Snipes is not a crazy man anymore. There's like what happened on, like, I think Blade Trinity, is that the third one? I mean, one would assume so with the name Trinity, but there's just like he was just a nuisance on set. He would there's this a well-known story. It's like it was like a shot of Blade on a surgery table or something, like an autopsy table, and Blade had to Wesley Snipes had to open his eyes for the scene, and he refused to open his eyes or something, and so they had to CGI his eyes opening, and it was just like stuff like that. And I guess he was like always high on set and whatnot, and so yeah, that's not good. But if he's calming all that down, hey, I still like the Blade movies, but it's like, no one wants to fucking deal with that shit. So, and I'm not gonna fucking deal with it. I'm just saying in general, and just, I don't know, don't want to support a toxic work environment type shit, So, anyways, but I'll be down. Like I said, I'll be down to see if him come back. It'd be cool if he was in fucking Deadpool, have a little fucking sword battle with Blade real quick. That'd be cool. Anyways, let's move on. So, some X-Men 97 news and rumors. X-Men 97 directors want to make an animated film. This is from a quote from someone working on X-Men 97. I don't have it. I don't see it. It'd be great to bring these X-Men, these characters, this style, this work to the silver screen. The article, they just go on. Let me pull it up, actually. I should have skimmed past, because I did read these articles last week. I should have skimmed past these ones, but they basically say in the article, fucking, bigger budget, and whatnot. Like, bro, put this on the animated X-Men 97, like in the style that it's going on right now, which show is so gas right now, bro. You don't even understand. Well, you do understand if you've been tapped in, but if you haven't watched, if you haven't been watching X-Men 97, go get on that. It is fire. But yeah, fucking with the bigger budget, but animation already looks fucking supreme now. So just imagine them having, more time, a bigger budget like that. That could be fucking amazing. And then I just love the storytelling in X-Men 97. When I was I did rewatch some episodes from the old one, and just, it is just night and day. And that's not to like discredit the old version, but the new one just does everything better, and it takes what made the old 97 show unique and just does it. It just expands upon it and does it in such a more polished, modern way. And it takes the dialogue, the grandiose dialogue, and it does it well. It takes the fast-paced storylines developing at a fucking quick rate, and it handles that super well. And it's a great translation. It's a great continuation. Let me see if there's anything else worthwhile. Let me see. Marvel or Disney or whatever are very happy with X-Men 97, so I'm pretty sure they're gonna try to keep it going for, I don't want to say as long as possible, but at least until there's let it get to a good spot and let it die. Don't try to beat it into the ground. If the love and demand is there from the fandom and Marvel wants to let us do it, it would be great to bring these X-Men. Oh, all right, I said that. Let's see. Yeah, and they mentioned Spider-Verse in the recent animated Turtles movies, and just getting a budget and the time to do something like that. Not in that specific style or anything, but So at this point, Yon Mura trails off as we all took a second to imagine what an X-Men 97 movie in the vein of Spider-Verse might look like. One of our influences was 80s and 90s Japanese animation. She eventually continues. Akira, Ghost in the Shell, those those levels, it's like, hey, you want to give us the money and budget to do that for you, but for X-Men 97, gladly. And you can definitely, in some of like the imagery and whatnot, you can definitely feel some anime influences in X-Men 97. I think that's one of the reasons why I click with it so much. It's just so fucking, it's so swift, so smooth. Let's see. Some more X-Men 97 stuff. Oh, okay. So this is a rumor. Marvel Studios is reportedly close to hiring a writer for their live-action X-Men film reboot. Official announcement could come in the next few weeks. This is from the Insider, which I think is a pretty reliable source. But yeah, fucking, what would that team look like? Should it be like the OG team with like Jean, like Beast before he's blue, Angel, Cyclops, and who is it? Iceman? Is that like the OG team? Jean, Iceman, Beast, Angel, Cyclops. Yeah, I think it's 5. Should it be like them, or should we come into? And also, who should be leading though? Should we just default to a Professor X? Should Jean be leading? Should fucking Cyclops be leading? Should it be Rogue? I think is leading the X-Men right now, currently in the comic books. Like, so should we shake it up, get a new teacher, like a new like leader type shit? Should it be fucking Magneto? Should the Professor come back? Like, what's the deal on that? What would I want to see? I would want to see. I wouldn't mind, defaulting to, Professor X, the standard setup. But yeah, I would like to see something new for sure, especially with the reboot. And this is, I feel like, a time to do what kind of Marvel has been doing, just put the spotlight on lesser known characters. And I feel like, especially with the movies, and it bleeds into various things, comics and animation and whatnot. But a lot of the times they focus on Wolverine, which, I mean, I fucking love Wolverine, so it's like not necessarily a problem for me. But as I guess right now, as I'm getting into more X-Men stuff and whatnot, well, actually like comics and stuff, I do want to see other members highlighted and stuff. So I don't know, just the way X-Men 97, the animated show, has been handling Wolverine has been perfection. Like, he doesn't take front and center from the story. He fucking often goes off and goes on his own mission and just fucking disappears for a while, comes back, and he's just right back with the team. And I guess that's kind of comic accurate from what I've been seeing so far. It's like he'll just fucking just go off and go to Japan and fight fucking 100,000 ninjas and whatnot. And then come back to the fucking team and get busy with them as well. So it's like he's in his own bag. And so I just like how he's just kind of in the corner with it. And when he does say some shit, or when he does do some action, it's impactful, And so I really like how the way, X-Men 97 is handling it. So if they want to do that and kind of just, Wolverine's there, I feel like that could work like really, really well with what I said. It's Wolverine's there, but he's not front and center. But like when he goes off and does his own fucking journey or whatnot, you can make like a fucking solo movie out of that, And then tie it in with the rest of the X-Men stuff and whatever. What was I gonna say? Would a Wolverine show be good? Just like, I don't know, just him either. I feel like a period piece would be expensive, like trying to constantly get the clothes and whatnot and sets and stuff. But just, I don't know, him just going around just doing random shit. I feel like Wolverine gets up to a lot of shenanigans. That would be really interesting. And I'm just trying to see, like, just power-wise and whatnot, would that translate well to TV? Not like fucking ABC or whatever, but, fucking some Disney Plus shit. But then also, just like I said, power-wise, like, is that gonna be super expensive? Like, it doesn't. I feel like his claws won't. I don't know. Like, yes. I'm stumbling over this because I don't know the practicality of it. Like, have they always been super CGI? Has it been mixed with practical stuff? What is the case? But yeah, I feel like a Wolverine show would hit though. And then also, okay, so this is from Alex from like Cosmic Circus or something. So this is a little bit, again, take all these rumors with a grain of salt, but I would take this. Actually, no, I feel like this kind of has a chance to come true. So Avengers Vs X-Men is reportedly happening. It's currently unknown when the movie would take place in the multiverse saga. Yeah, but just for them to, I feel like this would, I mean, there's probably other things, but I feel like this would be the next big thing, the next big impactful thing. I feel like low key, this could just be me yapping. I feel like this multiverse saga, I don't think it's gonna like flop or anything, but I feel like it's just not gonna be as impactful as it's definitely not. It's not gonna be as impactful as like the ending with like Thanos and stuff. There just was a lot of world building and a lot of shit that went into that, and I just don't even think they've come close to even touching the hype around that and just the hype levels. Like the fucking non-nerds were involved in shit, But I feel like this is something that would get people on board fully. The Avengers versus the fucking X-Men. And is that a good comic? I don't know. And what were they even scrapping about? Were they scrapping over the Phoenix Force? And I don't know. So I mean, there's not really an Avengers team right now, and I'm pretty sure we're gonna get a formation of them pretty soon. But they're gonna need some heavy hitters. I feel like the X-Men got that shit. You feel me? They got some Omega level hitters on their team. You got fucking Storm. I'm pretty sure she's an Omega level mutant. Iceman's an Omega level mutant. Fucking Jean Grey's an Omega level mutant. Even the non-Omega level mutants. You got a fucking 200-year-old immortal samurai with a metal unbreakable skeleton. You got like one of the smartest characters in the fucking MCU, Beast. You got fucking Colossus. Like, come on, bro. Nightcrawler, if he's a part of them. Rogue fucking siphoning off powers. Like, they got some shit. So especially if we're going by like and of course they can nerf the X-Men as well, but if we're going by like the movies Avengers, they're definitely not on shit. Like, maybe not even maybe, like, Thor's a heavy hitter, but like, what the fuck is Sam Wilson fucking Captain America gonna do? What the fuck is Kate Bishop about to do? I don't know. I feel like, yeah, they just gonna have to. Oh wait, they got Vision on the squad. Vision's floating around somewhere. He's a heavy hitter too. Yeah, I mean, it's looking real dire right now for that. They're gonna need to buff up their team. They're gonna need. Oh wait, Hulk's in the squad, right? I don't know his standing. He's kind of a bum now. Yeah. Let's see. The last piece of like rumor. Marvel is reportedly. This is like super up in the air. Super. Take this with a fucking block assault. Marvel is reportedly interested in Keke Palmer for a big role. Maybe like a year or two. I think she like dressed up as Rogue for Halloween, bro. But hold on, Keke Palmer as Rogue is low-key fucking perfect, bro. She just brings that she has that accent. She has the acting ability. I feel like what I don't know a bunch about Rogue, but what I've been seeing of her in the 97 show, she's a super nuanced character. She has a lot of heavy moments, and then she also has a lot of comedic relief moments, and I feel like Keke Palmer really plays to that super well and can pull that off. And I honestly, and okay, this is when Keke Palmer was cosplayed as Rogue or whatever, and a lot of people were fan casting her, a lot of other people got mad, race swap and whatever. And with race swaps, I mean, I would much rather have them just introduce a black character that a black person can play, rather than race swapping a white one, because it's like, what's the point? But then it doesn't bother me as really as much, because there's not a historical fucking there's not a history of black people being excluded and replaced in general, but in the film industry. So it's like, well, that's why I don't really care that much. But it's just like, just use a black character. Like, why are you? But it's like, and then again, if the black character is or black actor or actress is, if it's not, I feel like a lot of black characters are tied to their blackness, and so it's like it doesn't happen, because I feel like there'd be extreme backlash. But if you were to change, race swap a black character, just wouldn't work. And I feel like there's only a handful of white characters that are like that. Like, I feel like one of them is Captain America. Like, I don't feel like you can race swap Captain America. And I mean Steve Rogers, not the mantle itself, but literally Steve Rogers. I feel like it's in his character to be a white person. And I feel like that's the same with Iron Fist. It's in his character to be a white person. And so, there's just not that. And so, what am I trying to say? Yeah, fuck it. Keke Palmer is Rogue. Anyways, next piece of news. I think this is a piece because I think this is actually a piece of news. So Scarlett Johansson secret MCU project will be a Disney Plus series. I think there's like a couple years back, she was talking about, having her own. I don't know if it was specifically a Disney Plus show, but her own project. And I don't know if it's Black Widow, her directing or being the head of her own project. I don't know if it's Black Widow centric. But honestly, okay, I feel like the time on Scarlett Johansson or Natasha Romanoff, unless they do a reboot, Black Widow has passed. Like the Black Widow movie should have came out in fucking like after Civil War. Like there wasn't, there was no reason to release that late. And like she already died. Like no one fucking cares. Like this is a story before she fucking died. Like okay, what I'm about to say I guess kind of contradicts that, but it's just like who cares, But and before I would have loved, like in the early phases of the MCU, I would have loved the Black Widow project. They just waited way too long. And that's not to say like the stuff in Black Widow, it's like not the greatest movie, but there's some good stuff in there. But what I was gonna say though. Oh, it's like with this, is this going to be a Natasha Romanoff Black Widow series? Which the only way I would be jazzed about this if it was like some, a mission, it's like her like going on various missions with like Hawkeye or something, or like, in various missions, just like, I don't know, just not in necessarily, what am I trying to say? I'm kind of like kind of talking myself out of this a little bit. I don't know, like fucking the Budapest shit. I give some context to that. Actually, yeah, I don't know if I really want to see a really Natasha Romanoff thing, which sucks though, because at one point I really did, but I just feel like it's way past that. And so it's like, if it is a Black Widow thing, are they going to do something with Yelena? And I like Yelena as a character, and I like what Florence Pugh, I like her as, Yelena. But I don't know if I want a whole project with her, I like when I really liked when she showed up in Hawkeye, but yeah, it's like I don't know if I really care about the character enough to be invested in a whole show. Like if it's fire, then yeah, of course, but yeah, it doesn't really get me jumping up and down, to be honest. But yeah, let's move on because we've been going for a while, fucking almost an hour now. We're not even goddamn close yet. We're not talking about Spider-Man this week. A lot of yapping about. There's a couple trailers to get into. Oh, I didn't even like really give like what the news was for this week. Anyways, I guess that'll be in the description. Leah, let's move on. So some casting news for the DCU, which I love talking about the DCU. James Gunn's universe, and who's Peter Safran. James Gunn's is really like kind of like the face. I don't really hear much about Peter Safran. Maybe that's the way they want it. Maybe him taking the more background role. I don't know. But anyways, Martha Kent has been cast, and so the lady, I was trying to like, because this was from last week, and I was trying to like collect my thoughts that I had last week, and they just got the most like the sweetest looking old woman ever to play Martha Kent. And she looks like she can bake a mean ass apple pie, bro. And then there was this video of her. It's on Twitter. She was talking about, I guess, not related to Superman or anything. Oh shit. Jump scare. I forgot to mute my computer. But she was talking about like her books and which like a book club or something. But yeah, she's just like a sweet old lady. And I just feel like that's a great casting. Actually, let me see what she's in though. Neva Howell. Sorry, I didn't even say her name, but Neva Howell will be playing Martha Kent, Superman's mom. Let's see what she's images. No, not images. Let's see what she's been in. Have I seen anything? Oh, I did see that. I was super close to my mic when I said that. This is the reboot. Diary of a Wimpy Kid Long Haul. Yeah, not a fan. I was thinking of The Last Stand. Is that what they did with Zachary Gordon? It says he's in this movie. Okay, yeah. So she was in that. Not a big fan of. I didn't watch it, so I guess I couldn't say I'm not a big fan. Yeah, I haven't really seen anything she's in. But anyways, that's cool. A lot of people were kind of getting worried. It's like, okay, we've gotten a lot of fucking non-Superman characters, but where are the Superman characters? There are some, but I mean, I get the sentiment, but then also, along with the Martha Kent casting Superman's mom, his dad has been cast too as Pruitt Taylor Vince. Will be playing Pa Kent in Superman Legacy. And I don't have anything him being a sweet old man. The only thing I have from him is he was the guy who shot Carl in The Walking Dead. So yeah. Well, it was like when they got to like that farmhouse or whatever, and I think it was when the guy was trying to shoot a deer and Carl was being Carl and walking around in the fucking woods, and the bullet went through the deer and hit Carl in his tum tum. So yeah, he doesn't have a sweet clip of him talking about some books, a book club. He just has a highlight reel of shooting Carl. So shooting a child. Anyways, oh, and then also I guess with some 97. Yeah, but yeah, hold on. Those two being cast, they just look like some real Kansas farm from some real Kansas farm handlers. You know, some farm people. I don't know what the fuck as a farm handler is, but yeah, I don't have too much to say about the casting. I mean, I'm very excited to see it in motion, you know. So yeah, there's that on that. And then so with the success of 97, you know, people are talking about, oh my god, they should revive the Justice League animated series, you know, with Kevin Conroy and what Bruce Timm, is that his art, you know, the Justice League show. Everyone, you know it. Yeah, so people were trying to, you know, X-Men 97 is doing good. How about we revive this? And someone asked James Gunn about it, and he had a really good answer. He said X-Men 97 is fun because it's unique and it's not desperately trying to follow the trends of everything around it. So I'd rather just keep doing that. Yeah, I would not want to see a continuation of the Justice League show. One, Kevin Conroy is dead, so he won't be able to come back and play Batman, which was an iconic performance. So it's like, yeah, honestly, right there, just end it. And there's really no reason for it to come back. Just do something new, you know. I guess you could say the same thing of the X-Men 97 show, but I don't know. I feel like there's yeah, it's not the same in my opinion. So yeah, that was just a really good answer, and I feel like kind of speaks to the approach that he's taken with this universe, and I feel like really speaks to the problems of what was wrong with the DCEU. You know, I feel like Man of Steel has its problems, but you know, it was a good start. But then they just were trying to play catch up with Marvel. Like Batman v Superman, I feel like fell apart because they were just trying to do what Civil War did. Like that was not the right move. Why is the second movie of your universe Batman and Superman fighting? I don't know. And I don't know a lot. I mean, I do and I don't, but I just feel like the Batman and Superman fighting does not work on a first meet up. Them fighting, I feel like, should be a thing that takes years to happen. And it should be, I feel like the first meetup, yeah, they could have. I feel like it's a quick thing. Like they have a dust up, they recognize who each other's are, they recognize each other's game, and it's like, okay, but you're on the same shit I'm on. Okay, I don't really like how you're doing it. You're a little bit too brutal, but I understand the methods. And then they're pals, and they go stop the common evil. I feel like that is like should be the first interactions with Batman and Superman. They shouldn't be coming to serious blows, almost about to fucking kill each other in their first, couple interactions, Yeah, so it's just like, they're just trying to catch up with Civil War and whatnot, and it fell apart really, really quickly. And then also, that's not all of Zack Snyder's fault either. I mean, I still don't think he was like the best for it, but I don't think there's probably a lot of studio pressure to do that. But then also, it's just like you're getting stuff like what is, I saw a recent number, but Batman v Superman should have made $1 billion and then some. It's fucking Superman and Batman fighting on screen for the first time, bro, or like really interacting on screen for the first time, bro. So it's just like in live action. So it's just like, bro, come on, like it should have been way better than it was. But anyways, this is not a DCEU rant. Let's move on. So some Fallout stuff. So finished Fallout, really liked it a lot. Again, I think next season, there were some rumors they're going to do a weekly release. I don't know. It's just, especially just being older and an adult and just got to do other things, and then on top of editing and whatnot. Bro, I just don't have time to sit and binge watch a fucking 8 8-hour plus episodes. You know, that's fucking it's a lot. So I was a big fan of fucking binge releases or whatnot. But I'm a weekly guy. I feel like it also it helps discussion, it helps the hype around it. Weekly discussions around it and stuff. And then especially if I'm watching the show with my girl, like I can't just sit and binge watch. Like I gotta fucking wait for her. And if you watch shows with people, you understand. But yeah, so it's just like I just didn't. I guess that's going into the reason why I didn't like dedicate a whole episode to this. It just felt a little too late by the time I finished it. It was like gone. I mean, it's like I don't really care about like catching the hype, but it's just like just there's other things to talk about now. But anyways, so it's confirmed. I don't know if I said this. That was a ramble. Officially renewed for season 2 at Prime Video. So that's cool. I really like I said, really liked it. And I think, and then it ended off with some. So I think before I said that a lot of fans were mad because it like messed with the New Vegas timeline and yada, yada, yada. I'm not like super deep into Fallout lore. I mean, I think it's interesting, but I don't really care necessarily if it's a good show. Like, I don't know. And it messes up the game lore. I can separate the two. Like, I'm not, all right. Like, it's a show. And it would be one thing if the show was bad, but the show is good. So it's just like, I'm not really too fussed about it. But anyways, Todd Howard, one of the creators. I'm not sure. He's like, the head of Bethesda or whatever. So he confirms that Fallout New Vegas is canon to the events of the Fallout series. There might be a little confusion in some places. And so is it canon? Is it not? I don't fucking know. But then also, I'm going to circle back to whatever this other thing. But Fallout New Vegas writer Chris Avellone, he says that it does break New Vegas canon. So it's just like, bro, it's kind of all over the place. But it's just like, I get why people are upset, but it's just like, bro, isn't that serious? Probably, maybe. I mean, just maybe it's just not that serious because, like I said, I'm not that invested. But who cares? Anyways, so Fallout 4 was the best-selling game across Europe last week. I guess 2 weeks ago. This news is from last week. So, with sales rising more than 7,500% following the launch of the new Fallout TV show. So this is getting a lot of eyes. I will be talking about Fallout again because they got a new next gen update. And I've been after the show. It's just been really, really wanting to play Fallout. Scratch that Fallout itch. That's how you know it's a mark of a good adaptation of a game. If it makes you want to go play that game. Like after I watched Cyberpunk Edge Runners, I went and bought fucking Phantom Liberty. I wanted that adaptation should make you want to play the game. The Witcher did that for me a little bit, even though it's not the greatest. But yeah, I really, really want to scratch the Fallout itch, but it might be a problem with the new next gen update. So I'll talk about that when we get to the gaming section. Invincible. I think so. Some Invincible numbers. I think last episode, so not last week, but last episode. I was like, I was trying to find some Invincible numbers, like the streaming numbers, like how well did it do? Really didn't see a lot of that when I was searching up. But literally after that episode, after I recorded the episode, I ran into some stuff. Invincible has reportedly been renewed for season 4 and 5, and so that's fucking great. Update, I guess is with the tweet. So they said update, the section mentioning the renewals of the season 4 and 5 has now been removed from the fundraising page. Currently unknown if it was an error or revealed prematurely. So yeah, I mean, I would guess they literally greenlit season 2 and 3 before season 1 even finished. So I think that was gonna happen regardless. So I think that is true. Green lighting season 3 and 4 or season 4 and 5. But here are some numbers though. So 100% on Rotten Tomatoes, Golden Tomato Award. Is that true? Is Invincible have 100% on Rotten Tomatoes? I do have some Rotten Tomato news a little later, which is kind of interesting. But it let's see, 99%. I think that's overall. Cause let me see. Yeah, season 2. I think that's just season. Oh yeah, I think that was just season 1. because season 2 has 100% with only 41 reviews. Interesting. I feel like it would have a lot more. But yeah, what was it? Hold on. Oh yeah, so 100% on Rotten Tomatoes. Number one on Prime Video in the US and UK since launch. Number one in 87 countries. Number one most watched animated season 2 series. Top 10 in 116 countries. 24.6 times more views than the average TV series since 2018. 3.8 billion TikTok views from hashtag Invincible. 1.6 million mentions on social media, 99% positive social sentiment, season 3 in production and renewed for season 4. So I think that last part was the part that got corrected. Yeah, so it's just doing really great. And I guess that was just a follow-up of me trying to find some numbers on that. Okay, we're getting a move on. We're at what, an hour now, and a lot of yapping. Okay, I just did a heavy sigh. But last week when I did not get to record, it made me like really realize I do like yapping about this stuff. It was just felt like, damn, no yap this week. Kind of want to yap. But anyways, let's move on. So the live action One Punch Man movie is moving forward. Rick and Morty writers Dan Harmon and Heather Ann Campbell are now writing the script. Justin Lin is set to direct. All right, so this is from the Hollywood Reporter. I don't know where those Invincible's numbers came from, so sorry. But so yeah, I guess take that with a grain of salt if you want to, but I'm pretty sure it's concrete. Okay, there's kind of a bit to unpack with this. Rick and Morty writers on One Punch Man. Let's tackle that part first. Say what you will about Rick and Morty. This isn't though not. I'm assuming this is not the weird guy because yeah, anyways. Oh, it's like Roland or something. Justin Roland, I'm not sure, but anyways, the Rick and Morty writers on One Punch Man. I feel like I said, say what you will about Rick and Morty now, but I guess that is a reflection. I was gonna say what you will now, but the earlier seasons definitely hit crazy. They were super funny, super funny in my opinion. I stopped like at season 4, 5 maybe 4 or 5. And it wasn't because like, oh, this is ass. I just kind of like fell out of it. So I'm not opposed to go check out the newer seasons and see what they're hitting for. But you just got to get around to it, I guess. But yeah, I feel like that translates well though. They have the goofiness. They have like good writing, like plot wise. I feel like this can translate well. And then Justin Lin set to direct. Isn't Justin Lin the buddy for a couple of the Fast and Furious movies? So I feel like he can bring. And I think there was he was in talks for Spider-Man as well. Spider-Man 4. Yeah, did a couple Fast and Furious movies. So he did the first one, Fast 5, F9, 6, Tokyo Drift, and Fast X. So he did honestly some pretty much a good amount of my favorite ones. I think my favorite ones are, I haven't seen Tokyo Drift, but the first two. I really like Fast 4 and 5 and 6. I started dipping off like at 8 or 9. No, 8. It was for sure 8. So he did 9 and 10. So yeah, Space Jam: New Legacy. All right. Star Trek Beyond. Finishing the game. Highlander. So yeah. I mean, yeah. I feel like he does action and stuff well, and just a lot of outlandish shit, and I feel like this is a good concoction to make a good One Punch Man movie. But we'll see, I guess. I feel like it also will be very, very easy to fuck this up. So I don't think there's a lot of room for a margin. There's not a lot of margin for error or room for error or whatever. Yeah, but I mean, I guess I'm keeping eyes on this because I really hey buddy. I'm grabbing you by the shoulders and I'm shaking you back and forth right now. I really love the manga for One Punch Man. That shit is some fucking gas, bro. I need to catch back up to it because I was letting the chapters build up, and so I got to tap back in, bro. But afterward, the season 1 was fucking amazing, and season 2 was kind of lackluster. And there's a couple reasons for that. I feel like the animation wasn't as good, and then also where the story was, I feel like season 2, like the shit that happens in the manga after season 2, fucking crazy. And I feel like it was kind of in a weird limbo period of shit kind of ramping up type shit and really popping off. And so, season 2 didn't hit as hard, but then they're getting a season 3, so I just really hope, you know, it does well so we can continue seeing the One Punch Man animated, because the manga, I mean, I won't be tripping if it doesn't, fully animate the manga, because I really love the art in the manga, and then the story is just a plus, or I guess the story being great and then the art being great is a plus. So I'm not too fussed if it doesn't get animated, but hey, the story of just One Punch Man is fucking crazy. Just imagine, bro. If you've been reading One Punch, I'm not gonna spoil it, but just imagine they do get to the point they are like in the manga, this like crazy outlandish shit, and they get to that in the movies. At the very least in the animation. But if they get that get to that in the movies and it's actually good, that would be crazy. But yeah, like I said, this is gonna be very easy to fuck up. Has there been any like big budget live action anime movies? Not like just straight to like Netflix or whatever, but like going to theaters besides Dragon Ball Evolution? I don't think so. So yeah, they have a lot riding on them. And I guess for like the future of anime adaptations, I feel like if this does really well, it kind of opens the door up to other things getting adapted to live action, which I didn't really talk about. Um I don't necessarily like live action adaptations from animation to live action, because I feel like I'll just watch the animation. I feel like you lose a lot of the charm switching to live action. But with this, and there is just, is I guess a case by case basis on how I feel. But with this, I feel like I just want to see how this will turn out. Like, is this going to be a fucking disaster? Or is this actually going to be something worthwhile? But yeah, let's move. Keep it pushing. Got a lot to yap about. So these next couple pieces of news, it's just some quicker stuff. So I'll kind of be speeding through this a little bit, except for like the last piece of it. This is before we get into the trailers. We got a couple of trailers to get into. The Deadpool trailer that released, the Transformers 1 trailer that released last week. First look at My Adventures with Superman Season 2. All right, anyways, we'll get to them. But anyways, Godzilla Minus One releases on Prime Video in Japan on May 3rd. So before I talked about Godzilla Minus One, which is a great movie. Go check it out if you haven't seen it. But it was not available anywhere on digital after its theatrical run, and so that sucked. A lot of people didn't get to see it, that didn't get a chance to see it in theaters. And so but I don't know, is this going to Japan? Like, when is the worldwide rollout gonna be? And I don't really have much to say about that. It's just cool that it's coming to digital after extended whatever. A practical face hugger was on set of Alien Romulus. So if you don't know what a face hugger is, I guess I do and I don't. I'm not super invested in the Alien universe, but like I always say, I like good sci-fi, so I gotta watch the like OG Alien movies. I know not all of them hit, but I watched not Covenant, Prometheus, and I was kind of watched it like on Comcast, like on demand. I was pretty young, not like super young, but yeah, I don't remember a ton about it. But I remember liking the imagery. I don't really remember the story, but but yeah, I'm anyways, Alien Romulus, it comes out like in August, August or something, but it just the things I've been hearing about it makes me really excited. It's from like the director who did Don't Breathe, which was like a very claustrophobic, like very hot, like tense, really tense situation. And them bringing that type of vibe to Alien is so fucking fire, in my opinion. And I really can't wait to see what that translates into. And they've been talking about just like having a lot of practical sets, and then you get this little face hugger thing. And so this little face hugger, so it's this is how, like, I'm pretty sure the aliens are made, like the like the iconic ones. Like, they basically, the face huggers latch on to your face and hug your face, and they probe you, basically, like stick their tail in your fucking throat, crazy shit, and pump some eggs into you or something, and then you get an alien that bursts out of your goddamn chest. So yeah, some crazy shit. But anyways, there's these little fuckers, and they just scurry on the ground. And so there was like this motorized face hugger, and it was all, it's like, when it was someone's controlling it with a remote, and it's like motorized. It's like a fucking I guess a little car, but each of the legs are like, tapping around like it's just scurrying on the floor. It just looks super, super unsettling, and I can't wait to see that emotion on the big screen. Next piece of quick news: breaking. Kraven the Hunter has been delayed to December 13th, 2024 from its previous date of August 30th, 2024. Keep it, buddy. Yeah, this. I mean, honestly, hold on. Okay, I'm just saying that because it's in the Sonyverse, so I don't have high hopes for it. But out of all the Sony movies that I've seen, I feel like Kraven could be the one that's actually pretty decent. I don't know. But yeah, keep it, buddy. Keanu Reeves has been cast as Shadow in Sonic 3. That's cool. I think before I said there were some rumblings about Hayden Christensen, which I would have wanted. But also Keanu Reeves, I like him too. I feel like this is just something I need to hear and see on screen. But yeah. This last piece of news before we get into the trailer, I didn't really. Okay, so Ray Chan sadly passed away earlier this week. He served as a supervising art director on many MCU films and as production designer on Deadpool and Wolverine. I feel like I brought this up because this person. I mean, it's sad when anyone dies, really, but this person worked on a lot of nerd shit. What? They pulled up a violinist. A lot of nerd shit that I liked, growing up and whatnot. And I feel like these more background roles kind of get overshadowed a little bit. And if you know about movies and stuff like this, is probably something you look for. But a lot of the normies and shit, like myself included, you're not gonna see people on Twitter talking about the fucking art director or the production designer or whatever, unless you follow those type of people. But for the most part, that's not what people are. People fucking blame directors for bad writing, and of course, sometimes directors do write the movies and stuff, but that's not always the case. But in the cases I've seen, yeah. But he's sorry, I'm trying to find the list of stuff he's worked on, and he's worked on non-nerd shit, but he worked on Infinity War, Endgame, Deadpool, Wolverine, and there was some other Marvel movies. I think Gardens. It says Guardians of the Galaxy, Age of Ultron, Doctor Strange's on here, Alien vs Predator, The Thunderbolts. Isn't this like a Nickelodeon show? Thunderbirds. But yeah. So it's just, especially, and then I guess this also inspired me to learn actually what the fuck is an art director. And so there's this really good article that breaks it down for normies like me. It's a Studio Binder. What is an art director in film? Job description explained. And so basically from what I was reading, this person just helps translate. So the director will come in with a certain idea of how they want the movie to look aesthetic wise and whatnot. And so this person with the production designer helps translate that into make sure, they do it within budget, they keep the overall aesthetic and tone of it, like throughout the whole production. They talk to the people building the sets. They talk to, they do a lot of hands-on like background stuff that really is, from what I was seeing, is really like contributes to why I really like movies, and so that it just sucks, you lost his family and whatnot, who he's leaving behind, and the people affected by that, but it's just also a big loss to the industry as well. So yeah, it just kind of sucks. I don't really know how to talk about people dying and moving on to the next piece of thing, but yeah, rest in peace, Ray Chan. And Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman have come out and made statements and just talk about and again, this kind of like don't want to like bring it from all accounts. He seemed like a person that a lot of people liked. He didn't seem to be so allegations and whatnot. Seemed to be well liked by the people around him, which is a very big. I bring that up because you just never know. Especially, I don't know these fucking people. But anyways, that's not here or there. It's not really a time for that. So let's just move on into, I guess, something he worked on. So the Deadpool trailer. I don't know how to transition. Like, we literally talk about someone passing away, and then we're talking about Deadpool and fucking Wolverine. Anyways, fuck. all right, so they released a trailer. And what's interesting, this is probably be my last trailer that I watch. And I say that that's funny because, I mean, I don't like go purposely look for the leaks, but if they're on my TL, like I'll go check them out or whatever. And a lot of the leaks for Deadpool came from like a specific like area of like the where they were filming. So, and I was kind of worried that was like a majority of where the fucking movie was, but it seemed like they go to a lot of locales. But anyways, but yeah, I checked out this trailer because it shows a lot more Wolverine. You see him in his costume. You see, Hugh Jackman acting and whatnot. Just when I was watching this trailer, bro, it just put a warm feeling in my body. Just seeing Hugh Jackman portray Logan, Jimmy, fucking Wolverine again, bro. Just his dialogue, his banter, the look, bro. Like, yeah. So I mean, I didn't really say, but we're really gonna just go through, break it down. So like. Deadpool finds Wolverine in a bar, and I guess this Wolverine that he's running with let his whole world die. I don't know the circumstances of it, but everyone's dead in his universe, at least like all the mutants he knows. And then also this Wolverine that he finds, I don't know if this even is the main one that he's running with. What's it called? His claws seem to like only come out a little bit, kind of like they did in Logan, but he doesn't look as old as the Logan version. That one he was like super gruff, gray hair and whatnot, and this one looks, maybe I don't know what his problem is, but Wade puts a gun up to his head like he's about to shoot him, and like Wolverine just steps into the barrel like and just has this little cheeky smile, bro. I just love that, bro. Like, I just love it, bro. And just seeing Wolverine just interact with other Marvel characters, bro. It's just like, who can get mad at this shit, bro? Who can hate this shit? I don't know, bro. It's just, at the very least, it's fun. Yeah, like this, maybe the color grading could be better. Yeah, maybe it could be fucking, we haven't seen the movie, but, if the plot is bad, yeah, maybe the plot, it could be better. But just like, bro, I mean, I guess, it's like, don't accept less when you could be getting more, I guess. But okay, so there's this shot of and I think like the interiors when they're inside and shit, I feel like it looks really, really good. Like it looks great. And I think it kind of like not loses me necessarily, but it kind of doesn't look as good when they're out in these open locations. Like when they're out in this gray void area and Wade and Wolverine are just standing like, sizing each other up or whatever, it doesn't look as good. It kind of just looks washed out a little bit. Someone said that Wolverine's suit looks like some shit that he would wear to space for like a space mission, and I can't get that out of my head. I'm not too picky on the suit. Like a lot of people have been critiquing it a lot, and I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. Like, but a lot of other people like response to that. It's like, oh my god, you nerds can't just be happy and whatever the case. And it's like, yeah, I mean. You could be happy and you could be critiquing, and then there's also like just nitpicking for no reason. But I don't know, I'm just kind of like in the middle of it. Yeah, it could look better, but also, hey bro, they're finally doing the yellow and blue suits. Like what more can I? It's like, okay, it's like, okay, I'm more so it's like, okay, this is what we got. Like you can't really change it. Like what is the point of like making a huge stinker about it, And I guess that could be applied to other things. So let's see. It's probably sound crazy in the mic. Oh yeah, so it's like so it seems like Wolverine, he's like is devastated and he just falls to his knees and seems like the X-Men's graves. And so that's what I mean. Like he's like outside, he's in this like clean white shirt, and it just doesn't. I don't know what's the right word for it. Is it compositing? Is it just the green screen's bad? It just doesn't look as good and as convincing. But when they do like the close-up shots of them in like this gray area and shit, I really like how the camera looks and whatnot. Like it's I just like the camera work, I guess is that the right term? Like it's kind of blurring the background and they're the focus of it. There is a little, so Wolverine throws a little combo at Wade. He throws like a 1-2 punch swipe. And it's literally the same choreography as Spider-Man 1 when Flash Thompson is fighting Peter Parker when Peter first gets his powers. And fucking Wolverine stabs Deadpool in his taint. And then, oh yeah, he like, Deadpool unloads a fucking double clip into fucking Wolverine's abdomen in his side, his rib cage. Like, that's fucking up his guts. Pause. They seem to go at it a couple times, because you get this fight and that's seemingly in the void, and then I think in the first trailer, it showed this Wade, and he didn't know who he was fighting yet, but it showed him in like this van and it was super bloody, and like he got like thrown out the back window or something. But I think I picked up on, and not saying like, oh my god, it's fucking crazy analytic skills. I saw like it was like there was 3 slashes on one of the seats, so I was like, okay, he's probably fighting Wolverine in that, and he is fighting Wolverine. So it seems like they hold on. I don't know if my computer just messed up. It seems like they scrap a couple times, which is on brand. Like they're gonna get into it. Let's see. So they're walking out slow mo, and so Wolverine seems to be driving this van. So I don't know if, and it doesn't seem when we see Logan on behind the wheel, it doesn't seem like it's bloody. Like the van is bloody as shit when we seen it in like that first trailer. So it doesn't seem like it's gotten to that point yet. So at one point, Wade is gonna piss Wolverine off, and they're gonna fight in this van for some reason. But yeah, it seems like they're walking out into the street, and it seems like a destroyed area. Oh yeah, Logan's sleeveless, so he doesn't have his sleeves. A lot of people were saying he looked better with like without the sleeves, and then had some shoulder pads. But it still looks cool. We're seeing fucking Wolverine suited up. Not too mad at that. Oh, the blood. So it seems like there's a lot of CGI blood, and it doesn't look the best. We got to look at Cassandra Nova. So this is I don't know a ton about her, but this is Xavier's sister. His twin sister. Yeah, they're both in the womb together. So his twin sister that he killed in the womb. And I didn't know why for a while, but I seen someone say Xavier's powers automatically detect evil, and I guess she was fucking evil as a goddamn infant, not even born yet. So he like eradicated her, and I'm not sure how she survived and how she came back and whatever, but yeah. So she's the villain of this. I don't know who she's played by, but she's giving me the Ancient One vibes. But her base, it seems like, is in a giant. So Ant-Man, he's in his big form and he's fucking dead, and so they made his body into a base. The main like entrance is his skull, with his mouth opening up. So that's fucking cool as shit. But then in this shot of like the front of the base and Ant-Man's helmet, you get Azazel is back. So that's from First Class. He is, I don't know if he is in the comics anymore, but he was Nightcrawler's dad for a while. I think it's Destiny and Mystique shape shifted into Azazel when she got Destiny pregnant. And so Azazel's over here. We have Lady Deathstrike. That's the girl from X-Men 2. I mean, obviously the comics, but if you haven't read the comics, but she's in X-Men 2. She has like the long adamantium. Are they adamantium? I just assume that because she's part of Weapon X. These long adamantium like finger blade things. And then I think we see Callisto. I'm not sure on her character. I just heard her name when people were pointing this out. She's from X3. We get to look at Toad, I believe. And then there's a guy in this tank top, and I forgot who they said he might be. But yeah, you get there's some looks at, I guess this is the vehicle of Tony's. They're riding in the Void. So I guess the Void is a bunch of stuff that's been pruned by the TVA, so erased from different timelines, and it all gets sent to the Void. So it could be when we're in the Void in Loki, there's a fucking bunch of shit. There was fucking a frog Thor. There was a Thanos copter. There was just a lot of different random shit. But anyways, I think there's like a hybrid or a modified version of Tony Stark's car that he was working on in one of the Iron Man movies. And like I said, like when they're outside, it doesn't look as great, but I feel like when they're in the interiors, it looks super, super good. Yeah, so I'm not really sure on Cassandra Nova's power set, but at one point Logan goes and tries to fucking stab her on her head, and I was gonna say telepathically, but that's not the word. I was gonna say it again, telepathy. Telekinesis to like, oh, did she make him stab himself? Hold on, because she's just like controlling it, like it's like puppeteering him and controlling his movements. Yeah, she makes him stab himself in the leg. And then she, makes him stab the floor and get his claw stuck in the ground. So this part right here when seeming like Deadpool and Logan are rushing something, a big explosion. Oh wait, is this kind of looks like the X-Men Origins like silo area from we and Deadpool did revisit X-Men Origins in X-Men Origins and Deadpool 2 when he fucking shot, that sad attempt at Deadpool in the head. But I was gonna say, look, this shot doesn't look super convincing. It looks super like super CGI background type of deal. Deadpool and Wolverine fighting some guys. Yeah, I mean, and then there's also a Doctor Strange portal that they're jumping into. So, and then Cassandra Nova is just standing there. So, I think I did see someone, because I was gonna say who's opening this portal. I think I did see someone say that I didn't catch it myself, but that she has a sling ring. So that's the type of shit that Doctor Strange uses to teleport. She did have one, like it just got sent to the void, got pruned or whatever. So I think that might be her. But why, if that is her, why is she opening a portal for Deadpool and Wolverine? Blind Owl's back. I did not know that Blind Owl she's in the Fallout series. She's in other things too, but she's in the Fallout series. I didn't know that was her. So that was cool. There's probably some like dialogue details that I missed because rewatching it without sound. This trailer came out it came out this week, but yeah. So I'm jazzed. That was probably, like I said, it was probably my last trailer. I checked that one out because we didn't get a lot of Wolverine in the last, really any Wolverine in the last trailer, and so I just wanted to see what he was looking like in motion and whatnot. And I'm really liking what I see. Really liking him, Hugh Jackman back and whatnot. So that's just super fun, bro. I'm super excited. But Deadpool and Wolverine, so this is a rumor, but I mean, it wouldn't be too surprising. Deadpool and Wolverine is reportedly currently going through reshoots, and it should last until May. I think this movie comes out in July, so that's cutting it close a little bit. So, June, July. So that's from Daniel Richmond. So this could be worrisome. This could mean, not necessarily anything. So this could be, the story's not working and they need to reshoot to try to make it more coherent. That could be the worrisome part. Or they could be adding more cameos, which could hurt it. But I feel like they would do, and I feel like they would do it in a way to not hurt the movie. But it could be more cameos. It could be just reshooting scenes or whatever the case. So it's not necessarily a bad thing if this is true, but I would low key, in my opinion, and it could also do with like the writer's strike, and maybe they didn't, couldn't change certain aspects or whatever the case could be doing with that. So yeah, I mean, it could go either way. I don't really have like too much to say on that, but hopefully it's not nothing crazy, and then hopefully they kind of polish some of that CGI by the time the movie comes out. But if it is at the cost of crunching artists, then yeah, don't want that to happen. So we've been going for hour 33, so we have a lot to get through, and there's a lot on the weekly watch list, and I'm yapping, but let's keep it pushing. Actually, so the last piece of stuff with the Deadpool trailer, Natalia Tina will play an older version of Laura Kinney, which aka X-23 in Deadpool Wolverine. This is actually also a rumor. I'm not too sure how reliable this source is. This Nexus Point News. I mean, and I included this in because I mean it's not too far fetched that we will be getting an older version of X-23. I just hope that Daphne Keane comes back and plays a version of X-23. I really liked her in Logan, and she grew with the role, so it's like kind of a no-brainer to bring her back. So yeah. And then also I did see there was a rumor that she was in the movie and she has a sizable role, but then I also seen like Channing Tatum as Gambit is in the movie, which has been a long time coming. I think there was like, around X-Men Origins and whatnot, there was like some rumors that he was going to play Gambit and they were going to do some spin-off stuff and was going to get a solo thing, whatever the case. And I heard he had like a pretty sizable role too. So that would be cool if that is the case, but let's just keep it pushing because we gotta keep it going, man. So the trailer for Transformers Minus One. So I have a lot of stuff connected to this. I'm gonna go quickly go through this trailer. They released the trailer in space. I guess like they sent some shit to like orbit and played the trailer there, so I think that was pretty cool. But it'd be funny if they spent like hella money and like it didn't really get, it wasn't like a viral moment. I didn't see a lot of people talk about it, so maybe that is the case. But anyways, so this is an animated movie. It's more, it falls along more on the kids side. I don't think it. I feel like you can still get something out of it as an adult. There is, there's stuff in animation that is purely for kids. Like an adult is not gonna get really anything out of that. But then you have stuff more animated stuff that caters to both crowds, like some like Spider-Verse. Like I feel like an adult could really, really enjoy that, and a kid could really, really enjoy that. And so I feel like this trailer, okay, so this trailer was more on the lighter side and the more kid aspect, but they did say that the more darker stuff is not in the trailer, and there will be darker stuff. So this is so this movie's about is the official synopsis, the untold origin story of Optimus Prime and Megatron, better known as sworn enemies. But once were friends, bonded like brothers who changed the fate of Cybertron forever. So this isn't like a direct prequel to anything. This isn't tied to anything. So this is its own standalone thing. Optimus Prime, think his name's Orion Pax before he is Optimus Prime, and like Megatron is like DC-16 or something before he's Megatron. And so Orion Pax is played by, aka Optimus Prime, is played by Chris Hemsworth, and Megatron is played by. He's been in a lot of things. He plays Miles' dad in the Spider-Verse movies. He plays he's in Atlanta. Let me see. It's like Tyree something. Brian Tyree Henry. So he plays Megatron. Scarlett Johansson plays Alita 1. Lawrence Fishburne plays Alpha Tyron. Keegan-Michael Key plays Bumblebee. John Hamm plays Sentinel Prime. And Steve Buscemi is attached to this movie. Plays somebody, so that's cool. But yeah, like I said, this is more on the lighter kid side. But bro, the animation, bro, looks amazing. I love the animation for it. And they said they were inspired by Dune and hold on. Oh yeah. Transformers took inspiration from the world of Dune, so it looks super vast. It looks great, and I think I'm gonna try to take my little brothers to this. And if there are darker elements to the story, I feel like that just adds to me wanting to see this more. And a lot of people were really really turned off by like this trailer and said it was too kiddie and whatnot. And I mean, I get it, but also this is a kid's property, so let's reel it back a little bit. And I know a lot of people grew up with Transformers, and you get the Michael Bay movies, which are a little more mature, and then like those. If you don't have to. I'm not saying that they like them, but but at the end of the day, bro, this is a kid's property. Like, slow your roll, bro. Cool. Yeah, would have been cool to get something in the mature side. And they say there's mature elements in this, but yeah, it would have been cool to get something on the mature side, sure. But it's just like, I don't know. I feel like there's enough here for an adult to like this. But anyways, like, if you don't like it, you don't like it. But I feel like there is that. And then also, the director recommended to see this movie in 3D. He said, usually he wouldn't recommend that or anyway, because 3D kind of sucks. But he says like it really he in the article he said it was like an article with Collider, but he said that he was mad because he did watch this in 3D, and he said it added a lot more, and he said that a lot of people aren't gonna watch this in 3D, which is a shame because it does add a little extra to the visuals. And so I will be checking this out in 3D, and I'm pretty sure my brothers will like that too in 3D. So I guess some Transformers that were seen in the trailer, besides like Optimus, Bumblebee, and the other ones I mentioned, there was Brawn, Jazz, Sideswipe, Hound, and Wheeljack. We're all in like an image standing around. Don't see no Ironhide vibe. I don't know. Ironhide's just my guy, bro. Sideswipe. So low key, I kind of hope they keep him with this Transformers 2 vibe where he uses his wheels as like skates type deal. I really like that a lot. I feel like that was a cool, addition. Is that like how he usually is? I'm not sure. But yeah, I'm excited. I mean, I'm not like over the top excited for this, but this is definitely on my radar for sure. When does this come out? Oh, September in theaters, September 20th. But yeah, go check out the trailer. To be honest, the visuals are great. If you like animation, definitely, I feel like you would enjoy this. But yeah, so we got my next little trailer thing. We got the first look at My Adventures with Superman season 2. Nothing too much. It was just a short little clip, but then it did show, or it did allude to Supergirl being in the next season. So I think that's pretty cool. It was just Jor-El talking to Clark Kent. I don't know where they are, somewhere in the Arctic, it looks like. So maybe he's building his Fortress of Solitude. Maybe, I'm not sure. But there seems to be some debris falling, and I don't know where this is coming from. Because it doesn't really seem like anything's in the sky. So what the fuck is this? Or is it... is this thing crashing? Is that going to be his Fortress of Solitude? I'm not sure. Cool. But yeah, so My Adventures with Superman, I feel like it's a super, this is, it's just if it's a great show, honestly. It's like this, it feels like this slice of life, like anime thing, just with Superman. And I really like the relationships that are being built in it. I really like, where the storyline's headed. I like how, what I know of Superman lore, I like how it's incorporating it in. For the most part, a lot of his villains are like super techie in this show, and I don't like that necessarily. But like, I don't know. I'm just along for the ride. I think Jack Quaid, he plays Huey on The Boys and other things. He plays Superman. I feel like he's a good pick for him. But yeah, more is there. I don't see any like release date attached to this. But yeah, I'm definitely keeping eyes on this. I think I started this podcast right around when the show was wrapping up. But yeah, I don't have too much to say about that. But if you like, comic book stuff, go check out My Adventures with Superman. Has a lot of anime influences, which I like a lot, like in some of like the action and whatnot, and some of the comedy. And I don't particularly like anime comedy. I feel like it's super juvenile most of the time. But when it's actually like funny, like on some One Punch Man, Mob Psycho shit, like I really like anime comedy in that sense. So, and then, okay, this next trailer, the first trailer for M. Night Shyamalan's Trap has been released this hits theaters August 9th. I'm not like a giant big fan of M. Night Shyamalan, but his twists intrigue me, and whether I watch the movie or hear about it from like a YouTube video, I feel like it's interesting in that sense. But this movie basically is about this guy. He takes his daughter to Rihanna-esque Taylor Swift Beyonce concert, but the concert is a decoy to set up and catch a serial killer, and this guy seems to be the serial killer that they're looking for. And so this trailer does show quite a bit, and so not like quite a bit, but you don't know why the guy's doing it. You don't know why, there's a lot still to be, I guess, found out about, but I guess like what will be the twist be. But it's just a really interesting premise. Like, this guy, he just has a daughter, and like he's also fucking a serial killer, and like he seems like this loving dad and this happy-go-lucky dad, and he's singing with his daughter, and he seems like I'm interested to see how this plays out. And so yeah, he just has interesting concepts. I think what was the last joint he did? It was like not Cabin in the Woods, but Knock at the Cabin or something that had Batista in it, and it was. I don't know what the twist or shit in that movie was, but I think thing people say about that movie is Batista had a good performance. But yeah, interesting premise. I'm gonna check it out. First, okay, so I wasn't sure if I was gonna put this on my list, but I checked out the trailer and I ended up really liking it. So the first trailer for Zoe Kravitz's directorial debut, Blink Twice, starring Channing Tatum and Naomi Ackie, in theaters August 23rd. So I really, really like this trailer. One, I really like Channing Tatum. I haven't seen him in it really. Not to say he hasn't been in anything recently, but I just haven't seen what he's been in recently. So I really like him in 21 Jump Street. Really like him in what was the other one? I like him in the G.I. Joe movie. Hold on, let's check out Channing Tatum's movie, because he is a really good actor in my opinion. But this trailer just gives me so basically a rich billionaire he's at like this party, and he invites a bunch of people to his private island, and the trailer literally starts out like Channing Tatum's character, which is the billionaire, he's like all bloody and shit, and he says this like super nonchalantly, so everybody's dead. And it's like kind of, and then it goes back and kind of like, the trailer is leading up to that moment. And he was in Bullet Train? Huh. Oh, he was also in, what was that Tarantino movie? And they're stuck in the cabin. He's like at the end of the movie. And I was not expecting that at all. So sorry if I spoiled that. Oh, he's in the Kingsman, the second one, which isn't that good. But he's in the Lego movie? What the fuck? Anyways, but yeah. So it's just like this. It gives me really like some Knives Out, some Midsommar, like this culty vibes. And so basically, the girl, she goes with her friend, and everyone's having a good time, but then like they're kind of losing memories and what's been happening. And I like her friend, like she's asking people, like her friend disappears, and she was staying in a room like next to her. It's like these separate, like it was like kind of like a duplex, I guess, and like they each have like their own like guys like little house. And she's like, "Oh, where's my friend?" She was like staying like in the room right next to me, and everyone's like, "Who?" And then like she goes to the girl's room, and like it's all like not packed up, but there's a bunch of like stuff in there like they were using it for storage, and it's been used for storage for a while. Like that girl was never there, and so there's just a lot of he was in This Is the End. There's just like a lot of intrigue, and like I said, it just gives me Midsommar vibes, which I liked a lot. It gives me Knives Out vibes, which I liked a lot, and I really like the actors in it. Who's in this movie? Actually, let's finish checking out Channing Tatum's movies. I guess, I mean, there's not a bunch that I've seen him in, but I just really like him, and I guess I could say I really like him in the stuff that I've seen him in. I was gonna say, what is this movie called? Blink Twice. Let's look at the cast real quick. But yeah, super interesting premise. Really strong visuals, which I like a lot. So Channing Tatum, Naomi Aki, Adria Horna. What was she in recently? She looks super familiar. She was in. Was it? Oh, I was gonna say, was it Morbius? She was in that, but no, it was. I'm remembering her from Andor. She played as like Bix or something. I really like her character in that, to be honest. Ali. Oh, that was someone that was really in the movie that I was like, that like piqued my interest even more. Alia Shawkat. She's probably another. Actually, let's see what other stuff she's in. But what I know her from the most is Arrested Development, which I fucking love. She's really good in that movie. I really like her character. But I really haven't seen her in much else. But I like her. I feel like she's a good actress, at least from that show. Yeah, so yeah, seeing her again, that was a treat. As some other people, Haley Joel Osment, I see him a lot. He pops up and stuff. She was recently pregnant in 2023. Cool. Cool. Yeah. So it's just super interesting premise again, like with the trap. So you'd be keeping my eyes on this. So we have quite a bit of movies, quite a few movies in August that I'm gonna check out. We have So we have Trap in August 9th. We have August 23rd, Blink Twice, and then I think Alien Romulus also comes out in August. So. Yeah, that was all the trailers though. I'm gonna quickly blow by this news, and so we can just get to the gaming stuff because there's quite a bit to talk about in that. But so this next pieces of news, it's just a bunch of corporate fucking knuckleheads. Not even knuckleheads. I feel like that's too playful. Fucking a bunch of corporate fucking dunderheads, clucks, doing a bunch of dumb shit. So let's just get into it, bro. Studios execs being greedy fucks. All right, Warner Bros. Took various cost-cutting measures, including turning movies into tax write-offs, and refused to pay actors and writers for months. I think this is during the writers and actor strike, because I feel like that would have been more of a big thing. But anyways, David Zaslav's 2023 pay package is now at $49.7 million, a 26.5% increase from 2022. Yeah, so this article that I was reading about this is a bunch of, number stuff that I don't necessarily understand. So maybe with someone that is more in tune with this stuff can translate it better. But Variety, so this is a Variety article. The title is by Todd Spangler. The title is Warner Bros. Discovery CEO David Zaslav's 2023 compensation rises 26.5% to nearly $50 million. So if you want to go check that out yourself, you can. But yeah, it just scummy behavior. And it seems like, okay, so he did get an increase. It makes like sense, I guess, why a little bit. Not saying it's right, but it makes sense. So I guess this increase was tied to like cash flow and him making those cost-cutting decisions and canceling movies and shelving them and tax write-offs and stuff. And so him gutting that stuff and saving the money because they're hugely in debt, like $50 billion. I think it was cut down to like $45 billion now, or from the shit he did. And so I could be wrong. I could be wrong about that, but I know they're in debt for sure. Those numbers could be wrong, but so he did get. This is kind of coming from making those fucking scummy ass decisions, but then it just also goes. It's like, okay, that was a thing. Like, I did get a boost, but then it's like, okay, do you have the integrity to now maybe distribute? Not saying you got to give up all your bucks, but that's a lot of fucking money. Maybe distribute that within the company. Like, I seen something like with Nintendo. The gaming industry. We'll be getting to that, but it's just in turmoil right now, and it's, this is not necessarily new, but Nintendo kind of stayed afloat during that and didn't do as many, maybe not any or not as nearly as much as layoffs and whatnot, is because the CEOs and whatnot, or a specific CEO. I talked about this in the previous week, so that's why I'm a little shoddy on this, but he took his salary that he got and he kind of like distributed it within the company, and like to not have layoffs and whatnot. So it's like, if these people weren't just greedy fucks, so you would get more of this, you would get more of that, and to not lay people off, to not fucking do these scummy tax write-offs and shit. So yeah, it's just, I don't know, bro. It's just like, is it really gonna take like people rolling up? And this, I'm saying like in overall, like I don't think this is in the grand scheme of things, is what's happening in like within the government and the world and shit is serious. But I'm saying it's like, do people just not like see this and just be like, bro, maybe that shouldn't happen. Maybe they're getting a little bit too much money. Maybe we can allocate their funds a little to somewhere else. And like, is it gonna take people like literally with pitchforks and torches dragging these people out of their fancy ass homes to like make a change? It's seeming like it, bro, because niggas is not listening to us, bro. And that's kind of just why I just do what I do and just try to not worry too much about it. Because it's like, at the end of the day, bro, they're gonna make the decisions with or without you, with or without your input. Like, I feel like just these decisions are already pre-made, bro, or like come decision, like you can consult the public, get their opinion and vote and whatever. But I feel like if that's not the goal of like the higher ups, bro, they're gonna find a way to finagle at and make it in the way that they want. So it's just like, bro, what is even the point to worry about this shit, bro? And that's kind of probably a defeatist mindset, and probably I not even probably, I know I will change my tune at some point, but it's just like, bro, I'm just trying to live life, brother. Shit, like it's too, yeah, whatever. But the next fucking scummy shit is a bunch of AI bullshit. So, Rent-A-Center, and this isn't like, oh my god, fucking Rent-A-Center is using AI, but I just feel like, so they like have this quick AI commercial which looks fucking shit. It's like people are like getting excited and their mouths are going super big in their eyes. It just looks like ass. And but I brought it up because it's just like, damn, that could have gone to someone, an animator or anyone, or a anything, and it was just like, it's becoming so normalized seeing this type of AI and this type of AI, because same AI is decent and beneficial and helps you, on various things, but this like picture AI and shit, like that steal from other artists to emulate their styles and to create something quote unquote like unique to what they're building. It's not unique because they're stealing other people's styles. It just is not. This guy looks, oh yeah, it's just so fucking scummy. So fuck AI, and it's just becoming more normalized, and it sucks. That's the Rent-A-Center shit. What is this other shit? There's this, what is this AI? Is this the story? Oh, it's some DC like covers were using AI, and DC scrapped it, and got some actual artists on it. So that's cool. It's just in the art industry, it's not P, bro. It's not P. Like it's not, bro. I'm just trying to put this into words, bro. It's just because I'm not an artist, and so it's like hard to portray this, get this point across. But it's just not integrity, no. But like, it's not, I don't know. But it's not P, bro. It's not P at all. There's this other stuff. Oh, A24 may have used some AI images with some posters, and it could be a critique on it. I'm not sure. But then this though, this is a from a Netflix documentary. So this is where it like gets to a spot where like this shouldn't be where it is at all. Netflix has used AI generated images in a new true crime documentary, What Jennifer Did, to present Jennifer Pan as happy and confident before she was convicted of murder. Use of AI tools is not disclosed in the credits, so it's like not even, they're not even being upfront about it. And this is like super weird because one, this is a true crime documentary, so it's like you're trying to portray this person, and maybe they were happy and go lucky, but it's just like you're portraying this real life person as in a way that they weren't in a way that they might have not even been shown. And like it's just, bro, it's a slippery slope, bro, and this shit needs really strict regulation, especially in the creative space. I don't think this image like if you wanted these, maybe you could have. I'm just don't have my thoughts. That's why I'm like stumbling so much, because I don't have my thoughts completely around AI and this shit. But maybe you would have got someone to Photoshop this. Is that also like bad, like the same difference type of deal? But I feel like it's just worse that it's AI. But if someone did Photoshop it, it's the same difference. But regardless, this is a scummy practice. I think that's all. No, that's not all. But that was that piece of, I guess, chunk of shit. A rep from movie directors reveals that Rotten Tomatoes scores of a director's past movies are now the first thing producers look at when directors are pitched to them. So, I think this makes sense, and then also it doesn't make sense. So, of course, this basically article it's why it's never been easier to land in director's jail. So, this is a term that I've first heard on like the Weekly Planet, but basically if you make a stinker as a director, you're quote unquote in director's jail for a bit, and you're probably not going to get a movie for a while, or people take a risk on you. So, but it was like before you would have a couple bombs for that to happen. Now it's like after your first one, you're in director's jail type shit. And which makes sense though. It's like as an artist, you grow, you develop, maybe. And again, and that also goes in with like studio interference. Maybe it wasn't your fault 100%. And it's just varying factors. And so basically this article goes into like they're just taking less risk with movies nowadays, and less movies are getting made, even especially like with the blockbusters, 120 million plus budget movies are definitely being more strict on what gets made. But then also to the more smaller budget movies, like from like 50 to 80 million and whatnot, are also having a tough time being made. And so and for one, Rotten Tomatoes, I don't think it should be an end all be all, but I feel like it's a good at least baseline. At the again, you should definitely go out and form your own opinion, but I feel like it's at the very least a good baseline to figure out, okay, and not just like one of the other critics. And when I say baseline, I don't mean the critic score or the fan score or whatever, but like both of them, because sometimes the critics are wrong about something and then the fan like score is way higher. It's like, people just being fucking super cynical or whatever, or vice versa. Like this movie's actually fucking shit, but the fans just love it. Maybe it's just a fun movie, but it's like critic-wise, I could see why it would be harsh on a movie that you just go and turn your brain off to, whatever. And so I feel like combining those in like is a good baseline on what a movie maybe is gonna shape out to be. Like I haven't seen like going with that logic. Like I haven't seen in like using that. Let's say like the critic score is like 40% and the audience score is 80%. Okay, I'm probably walking into like with that being in my mind, I'm probably walking into like a six movie, like a 5 or 6 movie, low key, maybe 7. And so it's like, yeah, but it makes sense though, like from a business perspective, like okay, this person has put out a stinker, but again, there's just so much nuance to it. So it's like this is such a shitty thing, because Nia DaCosta, for instance, I feel like she directed fucking the Marvels the best of her to her ability, and I feel like from a directorial standpoint, I feel like it was really strong. The visuals I feel like were strong. The action was really fun. Like it was the good camera movement and whatnot. I really liked that and really liked it in that aspect. And so it's like if she, let's see what the Marvels Rotten Tomato score is. Also, with the Marvels doing bad, I guess there was going to be a Photon, what is her name, Monica Rambeau series, and I guess with the Marvels not doing so well, that got scrapped. But her story is going to be explored. This is a rumor I saw. Is her story is going to be explored in other things. So it has a 62% audience or critic score and an 82% audience score. And I think maybe a lot of this went up a little bit when it came to streaming, and a lot of people, didn't want to go to the movies for it and just checked it out at home. So a lot of more people gave it a chance. And so, I mean, this is not too bad to me. 62, 82. That's not like terrible or anything, but it could be a reason like why maybe she doesn't get the budget on her next movie or whatever the case. And I don't know. I just feel like that just kind of sucks, especially with so much studio interference that you hear about. But yeah, let's go to the next piece of thing. Disney Plus is going to add channels. They will each have continuous scheduled stream of shows within specific genres like Marvel and Star Wars. We're just going back to cable, bro. Like, wasn't the whole point of streaming to just throw on what you want to watch? Let's keep it pushing. Sony Pictures is reportedly in talks to buy Paramount. So this is actually kind of fucking crazy. So this was the New York Times. And I'm not even, okay, I don't want this, and not even to say like, oh, Sony's just gonna, let's see the Paramount brands that the has. Not even say like, oh my God, Sony's gonna just run all this to the ground, which, very well could be the case. But what's it called? Oh wait, Paramount IPs, I guess, should but it's just like, I don't want a fucking one company to have hella shit. Like, Sony already has, Spider-Man and shit, and then now they would get, I'm pretty sure they would get, like, the Ninja Turtles, the Transformers. So, here's, I think, a quick list. Paramount Pictures library consists of more than 1,000 films, including such classics as Star Trek, Godfather, Indiana Jones. Okay. What IP is owned by Paramount? Paramount movie franchises? Is that a better question? I can't find anything. Paramount Pictures franchises. So this is Iron Man. Okay, I want what they currently have. What film franchises Paramount own? No, bro, come on. There has to be. Okay, well, anyways, they have like G.I. Joe, fucking Transformers and shit. And yeah, maybe it would benefit. Maybe we would get some banger Transformers or G.I. Joe shit out of, or Ninja Turtle shit out of, Sony owning Paramount. But it's just too much control, bro. In my opinion. I don't know. Maybe I'm just yapping, but yeah. Oh, so TikTok is going to be banned. So I actually do have a little bit to say about this. So Joe Biden has signed a bill that he signed a bill to ban TikTok. ByteDance now has 9 months to sell, or they face a ban. So there's a lot that goes into this, bro. One, why is the U.S. government doing this? I think, and it's simply because they say it's like a data security breach situation, like security risk. I don't think that's the case. Everyone has our fucking data, so who cares? I feel like just simply boils down to they can't censor what they want to censor on the platform. A lot of, things critiquing the government and stuff can get silence on stuff like Twitter, Instagram, whatever, American-owned Facebook, American-owned fucking everyone. They could push whatever agenda they want. They could put pressure on the creators, like whatever the case. But they can't do any of that with something like TikTok. So it's like that's why you get a lot of pro-Palestine speech and shit and stuff on TikTok, because it can't be silenced or suppressed in a way. So that's what I think it is. And then also so what was paired with this bill to ban TikTok, which I seemingly like everyone is on board with, like in the government wise, like on both sides. Like haven't really seen any backlash with this. Other American parties trying to fight or whatever the case. Okay. Let me put to say I'm not super into politics, so yeah, I probably sound a little stupid, but anyways. But apparently, this was paired with the foreign aid package to get it signed quicker. So, a foreign aid package, it was some was 50 billion. It's like 26 billion was going to the Ukraine. Some was going to India, or not India, Israel. So it's just bro, it's just it's just this is what I mean, bro. It's just like they're going to make the decisions whether you fight back or not. I don't know. It's just unless we just get on some hostile takeover shit, bro. The system's too corrupt. Like that's why I was like, I don't even get invested in the system, bro, because to make true change in it, bro, it just needs to be a whole new system, bro. We're not. You can make these little headway steps in the current shit right now, bro. But it's like I said, bro. They set it up in a way that they control it. So it's just like, and it's just like we're going off of some shit that was built during a time where we don't even have the same ideals anymore. So it's just like, bro, it just seems like so pointless to like fight against this shit, bro. They're gonna do whatever the fuck they want to anyway. But yeah, this also doesn't necessarily mean that TikTok's gonna be banned in 9 months, because there's I was seeing like maybe there's gonna be a pretty lengthy legal process to this, and so I don't think it's gonna be banned like, you know, as soon as it hits what 9. When is in 9? I don't know when 9 months is. But yeah, and also TikTok was saying that they're also gonna fight for this legally, but then also that ByteDance said they would rather shut down TikTok in the US than sell their algorithm, because like that is the biggest thing with TikTok. It has a pretty strong algorithm, and I guess in the US is only like 25% of their TikTok income, but then also TikTok might not even be their breadwinner. There's like this Chinese version of TikTok that is like what they make the most money on. So there's like, if they do like, again, that would be a good a decent, not even a decent, like a chunk of their revenue and whatnot, but like they're not losing crazy amounts of not having TikTok in America. Which, okay, so this sucks for obviously for the reason I said, like silence of freedom of speech or whatever the case. But then also like, bro, I've seen TikTok, and like, you know, this goes into social media in general, but like TikTok is like, I don't know, I've never seen it on this type of scale before, like change so many small businesses like lives and shit. And so it's just so, from that aspect, you know, that sucks. And then also it's like, what is that gonna look like for social media wise? Like, you know, TikTok is I don't think it's really good for money, but for promotion wise and probably getting like brand deals and shit, TikTok really is a really big significant piece of like being, you know, the modern, you know, social media influencer realm now. And so it's like, is that gonna like low key kill America? And you know, obviously there's different avenues, but it's like, is that low key gonna kill American like influencers and shit? Like the whole world has access to TikTok, and so it's like, whoa, it's just like, what does that mean? You know, what does that look like for, you know, shit going forward? You know, the whole world being in on something, and then America is just like, oh. Like I said, there's like I said though, there's different like avenues and stuff. There's still Instagram Reels, there's YouTube Shorts and whatnot, but it's like TikTok was like, yeah, that shit's global, you know. Not to say the other shit isn't, but it's just like, I don't know. It just has a different kind of reach and impact, you know. And then this is a very closed, like, not the mindset to have at all. But for me, it's just like, again, it would also really hurt promotion, but it's like, I'm not super big on TikTok yet anyway, but it's just like, to me, bro, this is one less thing to worry about. Like, I don't have to fucking worry about trying to go, like, what the fuck are the new TikTok trends, and like, bro, I'm too old for that shit, bro. And I'm not even that old, but so that's saying something. But that's just such a closed mindset and like a very harmful mindset to like growth and shit, because it is a tool for growth, and definitely content creators should try to capitalize on that. And so, but hey, I guess we'll see, right? we'll see. Twitter's cooked. Elon Musk confirms new users will be charged a small fee to stop bot activity on Twitter. Bro. So this man didn't he like fire the whole staff that like kind of moderated this stuff when he bought Twitter, and so now he's having a crazy bot problem? Like, you can't go into I low-key had seen it ramp down, but you cannot go into like Twitter replies and not see OnlyFans shit in like porn and shit. Like, it's cooked. And then like you would have the replies like would not even be related to the post. It would just be shit, other random ass fucking videos, like viral, not even like they posted, but like previously viral videos just in the replies trying to get engagement farming and shit. And then like someone I was following was like and I don't give a fuck what people post and whatever the case, but I'm just saying this speaks to the cookedness of Twitter. Someone was like quote retweeting those like replies of the random viral videos and the replies and like, well, this video always has me dead and shit. I'm like, bro, is this what it's come to? Like, we're quoting bot replies and we're quoting bot replies under tweets and shit, and making like, bro, it's turning. I don't know what to say, bro. It's cooked. Anyways, let's get on to the gaming shit so we can get to some quick comic shit in the weekly watch list and close this long ass episode out. We're already been going for about 2:13, buddy. So shit. So I've been talking about Embracer Group for a while, and they just been making crazy layoffs and whatnot, and selling studios and whatnot, and closing studios and shit. And so they're not really liked in the gaming community. But Embracer has announced it will. So after like a lot of them selling fucking like Gearbox and shit and whatnot, like the people who make the Borderlands games and whatnot and shit, and who else? There was some people like working on some Star Wars stuff that they sold. Saber, I think it was, that they sold, and you know they almost killed the Knights of the Old Republic remake, but then they sold Saber, and I think that's back on now. But now it's so they're separating into three separate companies, and so I guess Embracer released a statement. There's a bunch of technical jargon that I didn't really understand a whole lot, but these are, I think, working title or working names for the studios. But Asmodee, they're focusing on tabletop and board games. Coffee Stain and Friends, indie to double A, free to play games like Goat Simulator, etc. And then Middle Earth Enterprises and Friends, triple A games like Crystal Dynamics, 4A games, and Eidos. So your big budget games and whatnot. And so I don't know if. So is this kind of like all still under the same umbrella of Embracer, or is this like really them splitting up? Like, is there a overall like head person of this, or what's the case? But anyways, it seems like the dust is settling on their end. So yeah, hopefully like the layoffs are ramping down. It just there was a lot of just overhire from what I've been reading and what people have been saying. Like, as these major layoffs have been happening in the gaming industry, it comes from just overhiring during COVID and whatnot, and just them course correcting and things of that nature. So hopefully, I hope the dust settles soon, and it just seems like a super volatile environment. But then there's not a lot of what's the word stability, not stability, but like there's not a lot of guarantee in the field in the gaming industry right now. Like, people are just getting laid off left and right, and there's just not a lot of hopefully some normalcy comes into it, and they get back into some steady stuff. But yeah, it always sucks to hear about layoffs. Rumor: Ubisoft Watchdog series is now dead and buried, and not like like the gaming series. And publisher has now canceled multiple projects based on the franchise, and so this comes from like a leak. And I like the Watchdog universe. Legion, I think, what killed this. I think, from what I've seen, it had like some cool concepts, but just like the execution wasn't there. But I really like Watch Dogs 1 and like Watch Dogs 2. But this just sucks to hear if this is true, though. Because, again, it's like, how do you make something like I don't even think Watch Dogs 2 did crazy well. But I really like the gameplay in it. The story is pretty good for them. I actually might download that and get back into that because it's really good. I didn't like fully beat it, but I got pretty far. What's it called? I really like the gameplay and whatnot, but it's like, how do you go from something so stylized and vibrant and, so colorful like Watch Dogs 2, and then you make Watch Dogs Legion, which is set in like the UK, and it's like fucking all gray and it's all like raining all the time and shit. It's just like, how do you go from that? And I'm not even saying that like, oh my God, you got to make something super vibrant and colorful again, but it's just like Watch Dogs 2 had whether you like it or not, it had a lot of personality in it. And I feel like they just stripped all that for Legion. So it's like you kind of just shot yourself in the own foot. So it's like I don't feel bad from that perspective. But it's just like, bro, it's just like the creative decisions of these studios is baffling. Because I'm gonna get into some Suicide Squad stuff in a bit. But yeah, that sucks if Watchdog is dead and gone. But some layoffs though. So Take Two plans to lay off 5% of its workforce and cancel several projects in development as a part of cost cutting measures. And this was a Bloomberg article. And their shit's paywalled, so I didn't read it too much. And I think Take Two is the people who like who do GTA and shit. So bro, they got buku bucks, bro. So it's like, what the fuck is happening over there? Again, so this next piece this is with the Suicide Squad shit. 70% of devs are concerned about live service games sustainability. Their biggest concerns are gamers losing interest in live service games plus competition from other live service games. And then with that, Rocksteady Suicide Squad currently has fewer players on Steam than the officially actually dead Marvel's Avengers. And that's a live service game. So yeah, live, and it's so funny. It's just live service games. I feel like it has to make sense within the universe. If you just try to turn something into live service that doesn't make sense, bro, it's gonna be ass. Why are you making a Suicide Squad game with a fuck? It just makes me so angry because it's like, bro, a Suicide Squad game could easily work, but why the fuck is it a live service game? And this Suicide Squad literally made me make a category in I want to do some end of the year awards, like best like action movie, live action scene or whatever the case, best action movie, like best superhero movie of the year. And buying Suicide Squad more or less on day one made me buy like most regrettable buy / watch of the year. So like right now it's gonna be Suicide Squad for me. Like I regret fucking buying that game 100%. And then same thing with the movie. Like, what did I buy a ticket to and fucking regret seeing? And so that this literally made that category. So I don't know. And then it's just so Suicide Squad has fewer numbers than the Avengers, Marvel's The Avengers. I think there was only like 115 concurrent players, which is terrible, and that like is compared to something like another live service game that's doing really well, like Helldivers 2 has like let me see, what was the number? 84,000. And then Fallout 76, which is an old fucking game, with the release of the Fallout series has 30,000 now. And so it's like, bro, that is fucking abysmal. And so this game is probably not even gonna see its DLC all the way through. They released the Joker DLC and that like barely gave it a boost. Yeah, it's just like the creative decision. Like this game could have easily worked, but it's like, why are you making it a fucking a live action game? And that just comes from, studios not knowing what the fuck to do creatively. Like they're just looking at money. Like, how can we bleed this game for a couple of years to get the maximum amount of profits? Not like, let's maybe a fucking single player narrative fits this game more. And maybe we'll just do a one and done thing. Maybe have a couple DLC, but it's not gonna give them. They're looking for sustainable, money that they can brag about these numbers, oh, we made this, like with GTA fucking online and shit, like we're making $1 billion every quarter or some shit like that. That was just a random number, but they're trying to have concrete numbers and consistent numbers, and you just don't get that with as consistent with single player games, especially with the budgets and the time that's going into making them. It's not looking like a well investment. We're gonna see in my opinion, we're gonna see a crazy shakeup. We're probably not gonna get these fucking damn near photorealistic games I feel like there's gonna be select few and maybe with established IPs already, but something like the new Captain America Black Panther game. That shit looks like a fucking TV show, And the budget for that, and like the budget for like Spider-Man, bro, was like almost $500 million, bro. It was a business, maybe not quite that high, but it was like 300 million plus, more than like some fucking superhero movies and shit. So it's just like, bro, it's not sustainable. And like I said, with they're trying to get more consistent numbers with like live service games, but then with single player games, yeah, you might with established IP that might be a hit, but the next one, with a not established IP and you already put $300 million into it, could flop, and now you're fucking. It's a crazy investment that just doesn't guarantee success, and like I feel like that's with art in general, and you just got to take these risks, but like especially just like with the economy and shit, like nowadays it's like they're just not trying to do that anymore, which I understand, but just like, bro, I feel like that just directly goes into what like makes art great. And I think all this is art in some form, like gaming, like making games, and how that all comes together. Fucking movies, shows, animation, like all that is a form of art. And I think yeah, it just kind of sucks, to be honest. Some more, not more Ubisoft stuff. I guess yeah, Ubisoft stuff. But I thought I was just talking about the. Anyways, yeah, I'm just trying to get through this because I've been going for a bit, and my niece is coming over. So yeah, trying to get done with that. So yeah, some Star Wars Outlaws space gameplay was either revealed or talked about it in some type of aspect. But I talked about Star Wars Outlaws in the last episode, and it was like their reputation system or whatnot. Which sounded really intriguing, and then this space gameplay sounds really intriguing. So just some quick stuff. I'm not gonna go fully into the article, but this Twitter user kind of, I think it's like Shinobi or something. They kind of just made bullet points where it highlighted the key stuff. So basically, K-Ship, the Trailblazer, was designed to be accessible, fun, and action-packed as possible. Each planet or moon have orbits. I think I maybe touched on a little bit of the stuff last episode about Star Wars Outlaws. Oh, I forgot. Like Star Wars Outlaws, you're basically like this crime person, scoundrel, and you're just going around with different factions doing missions for them. I'm not sure what the overall story is, but there's the Hutt. You're dealing with the Hutt Syndicate, the Hutt like cartel, the Crimson Dawn, which is like run by like Darth Maul. At some point, I think during like this game, it's who's the Pikes, the Spice people, I think, and then a new faction. So it seems like it's like a third person. Like look into it if you don't know what it is. I like Star Wars games, and this seems like another Star Wars games that I will like a lot. But each planet or moon have its own orbits around them, and they serve as explorable areas. Each orbit is full of things to do, different points of interest, battles to get into, secrets to find. If you reach the edge of an orbit, you hyperdrive into another orbit of a different planet or moon. You can hyperdrive somewhere else at any moment. There are large space stations that you can land on that have side quests, vendors, etc. There are smaller, intimate dogfights, but also epic scale space battles. All sounds good, like good shit. Again, you could yap all you want, but got to see this shit in motion. But it sounds like some good shit. So, just trying to, last week I was going to get into this a little bit deeper, but, just trying to keep it moving, but definitely keeping a big eye on this. So, if you like Star Wars games like Fallen Jedi and whatever, I feel like it's kind of going to be in that vein a little bit. Let's see. Skybound is developing a AAA Invincible game. A new fundraising campaign for the game has been set up. I think this was around with the Invincible numbers and shit I was talking about. So this is super interesting. What will this be like? Will this be like more linear, open world? Is this going to be something like the super what was that PS2 Superman game I have? It's like Battle of Apocalypse or something with Apocalypse or something. But it's kind of open world and whatnot. There's missions and shit. What would I want to see? I would maybe want to maybe something more linear, but like big though. Like for instance, what's on PS3? I don't know which Iron Man game it was, but it's like there were missions, but I feel like there wasn't like the linear missions. It wasn't like there wasn't like side shit and shit, but there was space to fly around as Iron Man and whatnot. I feel like you just need the space to fly around as Invincible and whatnot. So yeah, I would prefer something linear and more, because I don't know, open world. Not everything needs to be open world, and yeah, maybe this is a character like Superman like character that would benefit from open world, but I don't know. It's just very easy to make an open world lackluster, So it's just like, do I want to get that, or do I want to just needlessly fly around with not much to do, or do I want like a more linear, still giving me the space to fly around in a more dense environment, but like, what word am I trying to say? I don't know, more yeah, but it's just like I don't want to fly around it with an open world with nothing to do, and that's a lot of open world games. Even though, I like him a lot. I'm looking at you, Spider-Man, too. Feature Gohan. So, there's some Sparking Zero stuff. Feature Gohan only has one arm in Sparking Zero. And that's kind of a big deal, because in a lot of games, Feature Gohan, so he loses his arm to the androids when he's, like, protecting Trunks or something. And a lot of games, and I think the Tenkaichi ones, they just have him, like, his arm would just be limp. and it's like it's still there, and it's just kind of like, damn, I want him to have the fucking missing arm. And so this is not like the biggest deal, but it's just like, okay, they seem to be, I don't know, it's good shit to me. I don't know, don't really know how much to explain it. If you're into this stuff, I feel like you would get it, but it's kind of hard to explain it for outsiders. Fallout. Oh yeah, so the Fallout 4 update. So the new update, like I think you can. There's a performance and quality mode. I think it runs at 60 FPS now, and some other stuff. But the update broke a lot of mods, and so I was planning to play this new Fallout, run with mods, and mods really add a whole lot to Bethesda games, and yeah. So this kind of sucks, and so maybe this came out. The update came out on like the 25th, I believe. And so, yeah, I mean, I could play vanilla, but I really wanted to play with mods because when I was playing Fallout, I don't think it had mod support yet. Fallout 4 on console. I don't think it had mod support yet. And so I really wanted to do this run with mods. And so I'm going to have to probably wait a little bit so they can get that figured out on the modders' end, and probably going to have to like redo it a little bit for the new whatever the update. So some comic stuff. Before we get into the weekly watch list to wrap this long ass episode up. First look at Aliens versus the Avengers. Not just random ass aliens, the aliens from like Aliens, the movie. Like, they just had so this is a new comic series from writer Jonathan Hickman. Is he? Hold on. Oh, he's doing Ultimate Spider-Man. Oh, I'm on board. He's a really good writer. I'm really fucking loving Ultimate Spider-Man right now. Yeah. So this is releasing July 24th. They did a Predator versus Wolverine, which I have to finish. I was liking it for the most part. It didn't really grab me too much. But yeah, I do want to finish it though. It's interesting. And so like basically Wolverine fights the Predator because Wolverine's been alive for like what 200 fucking years, and so he fights the Predator throughout his like life and has these encounters with them. And like, is it the same Predator? I don't know, but like he's just like, oh my god, I keep running into this weird ass fucking alien. But yeah, so this is super interesting. Aliens versus the Avengers. Was there a cover on this? I think there was like a cover with Captain Marvel. Let me see. Yeah, it has Captain Marvel, Iron Man, and Captain America on the cover with the alien like in the background. Art looks super good in my opinion. So yeah, I'm keeping an eye on this. There was a couple comics I did say I'm keeping an eye on and didn't check out, like a Spider-Punk comic, but yeah, so I just need to be better at actually following up with comics and shit. Speaking of Ultimate Spider-Man, there was an art change for I think the next like 2 issues, so 4 and 5. Why is that the case? Like if it's like health reasons and whatnot, then yeah. But it's like with manga, like they don't fucking change artists literally in the middle of the fucking run, at least from my knowledge and the stuff I've been reading. So it's just like, why the art change, bro? And it's not even say it's bad or anything, but it's just like, bro, Mark Gicchetto's art. That shit's so gas, and it just adds so much to the story for me. And so, but it's like not terrible or anything. It's just so like why is it like you don't like it's like a time thing? I don't know. I feel like, and not just like also, and there's various reasons why comics aren't as big as manga. I feel like that's one of the reasons, and especially with other stuff I read, like the art just changes. Like, bro, I settle in liking this art and whatever the case. So why are you gonna change it? I don't know. And with comics, it's a visual medium, so the art plays a big part. And so it's like if you're attached to this certain type of art, why are you changing it midway through the story? This doesn't seem very smart to me. Obviously, if there's like a logical reason to it, then yeah, you can't get too mad at that. But it's like why? Spider-Man comics. So revisit the most notorious Spider-Man story ever told. Spider-Man Reign 2. Harsh world where Peter lost everything. The first issue swings into shelves July 3rd. And so I read this story, but I don't remember a whole lot from it. It's just like an older Peter Parker. He killed Mary Jane on accident with his semen. Crazy statement, I know. But what's it called? At one point, not at one point, like his, the radioactive shit in his blood, it made his, I guess, come when he was trying to get MJ pregnant, radioactive, and it killed her. But yeah, I don't remember any really story details about that. But it has Miles Morales holding It seems, yeah, he's much older as well. He has like gray tufts coming. His suit's fucked up. He's so buff. Why is he so buff? His suit's all tattered up. He has gray tufts of hair coming out the top of his mask. So yeah, this is gonna kind of incorporate Miles Morales a little bit more. I don't think he's in that story at all. And I read Life Story for Spider-Man, and Miles Morales is in that. So yeah, and a lot of people don't really like this comic, but it was just like kind of. I'm gonna maybe revisit it, and maybe I won't like it either. But I just don't really have any strong feelings towards it. I guess I'll check it out. Okay, but almost last piece of comic book news before we get into the weekly watch list, which we got a lot to get in through. So I'm just kind of rushing through this because I'm trying to get this shit done. Been yapping. All right, Marvel writer Cody Ziegler. I think he did the recent Spider-Punk comic that I just talked about a minute ago. He says that Kevin Feige requested them to kill Miss Marvel in the Amazing Spider-Man number 26 to then resurrect her as a mutant. Feige was like, hey, I don't do this very often, but can you please do this to make things in line with the MCU? Because we have some stuff we want to do with Kamala. So Zeb Wells was like, fuck, I'm the guy that drew the short straw. People are going to be very mad that I have to kill Miss Marvel. One, it was in a fucking Spider-Man comic, and then two, you didn't have like her supporting cast like actually be there, like Sam, like Nova, fucking Miles Morales, Spider-Man. Like they should have been like. It was a stupid decision to kill Miss Marvel anyway, but this is a terrible thing for comics because one, most comic readers have like a problem with the MCU. Like it's not, really comic accurate or so and so. I don't think that's like the biggest deal. It's an adaptation for a reason, but it's like. You doing this, Kevin Feige doing this is detrimental to the comics because people aren't, unless you're just a nerd, a super nerd, if you're watching the MCU movies, you're not going to read the comics, right? And if you're reading the comics and they do dumb shit like this to accommodate the MCU where people who are fans of the MCU aren't even checking out the comics anyway, it makes no sense. So you're just pissing off the people who are actually reading comics. Like it's dumb. I guess Kevin Feige is the head of comics or whatever, but he just lets them do their own thing. And so we might be getting more of this, which sucks. And it just leads to like, again, like Zeb Wells says, I don't think his run was already liked anyway, but he just made it worse. And like, you're forcing to kill Kamala Khan in a fucking Spider-Man story. Like what? Why? Like it just makes no sense. And it just is a slippery slope that can turn very bad very quickly. I mean, it's already pretty bad, but, yeah, there's some like anime references in comics. I don't really care about that. I'm just trying to get it done. So we'll go to the weekly watch list. We got a lot this week. Fucking 2 weeks worth of watching shit. Where's my mouse? All right, there it is. So yeah, what I've been reading. So there's a bunch of new music. I've been reading a bunch of comics. But let's start with some of the comics though. Radiant Black. So I was reading this. So it's like basically. It's kind of catfish something, it's not going to lie. On the cover, it says, like, hold on. This is from the creator of Invincible. The perfect superhero comic for anyone missing Invincible. Robert Kirkman, Invincible and The Walking Dead. So I was going this with, like, some Invincible vibes. And it's kind of, maybe. But I like the writing in it, and the art is pretty good. It's like basically Power Rangers, but a little bit more mature. I was expecting some, like, Invincible gets pretty gory, and so I was expecting that. There's really none of that, at least so far. I bought the first 2 volumes. Each of them have about, like, 7 issues in it. I finished the first volume, and then I'm, like, halfway through the second. And, I'm liking it for the most part. It just wasn't, I was probably because I've been hearing about really good things about it for a while, and I'm finally checking out. So maybe my expectations were a little bit too high, but I'm not disliking or anything. I'm definitely gonna finish it out, but it just the way it starts with someone that is definitely like I grew to like find him interesting. I like him, but then it like switches to someone else, and some other people are far more interesting. So it's like, damn. I wish you would have kind of started with this because I low-key was about to drop it. I was like, I spent like $30 on these 2 volumes, so it's like let me at least stick it out. So yeah, Radiant Black, and then also a criticism that are on Twitter, and I haven't. It's so weird, bro. Is it fucking my phone listening to me or something? But I've not seen anyone talk about Radiant Black on my timeline, literally since I actually once I fucking bought the comic, which is crazy. But someone's like, oh, I was really like invested in Radiant Black, but then they just had too many spinoffs, and so I guess it's part of it. It's started the Megaverse, and so there's a bunch of spinoffs within that, and maybe it just does too much, and so yeah, I guess I'll get to those maybe. We'll see. Yeah, it's all right. I'll definitely give it a chance. Someone said they want to see animated, but whatever. But yeah, next comic I've been reading is Spectacular Spider-Man. So this is a Miles Morales and Peter Parker ongoing, and so I guess this is the first time that they've had this since they've been, in 616 universe. I was trying to like figure out what, and it's written by the guy who made Spectacular Spider-Man, like the show, or at least wrote it. But I think there's like 2 or 3 issues out so far. I think I'm like at the middle of the second issue, and I'm liking it so far. It's like I really like Miles' character design in it, not his like necessarily suit, but like his just like his character model when he's just regular Miles Morales. But yeah, I really like his model. I feel like it's definitely it hits super hard. They make a couple cover jokes. Peter says it feels like he's been quipping for 60 years. And I think because he's like trying to offer Miles like some advice on quips and shit. But it's like I think that's how old the character is. It's like 60 years old, so that was a nice little like whatever. Miles says, and he feels like he's been stuck in high school for like a decade, and I think that's how long the character's been around, and he's just been in high school the whole time. I haven't seen really, the only older Miles stuff that I've seen is from Life Story, and he's not featured super heavily in that. So there's probably some other stuff, but yeah, I haven't seen really Miles outside of high school, so that was pretty funny. Yeah, I like it. There's some really funny moments in it. Yeah, I definitely gotta go finish that. I just got sidetracked with Radiant Black and some other stuff that I'm about to bring up. I'll come back to this one Spider-Man thing, but I was gonna say, oh, so Cosmonaut. So this guy Cosmonaut, what, Variety Hour? Is that what his name is? Let me look it up on YouTube. But anyways, his name's like Marcus, and I follow him on Twitter. And it was like this fucking picture of a bunch of Marvel characters, and like, oh yeah, Cosmonaut Variety Hour. It was a picture of a bunch of Marvel characters, and it was like, it was like Goku and Vegeta, like, they'll kill the whole Marvel universe or something. And he was like, no, they won't, because Dupe is in the, what's it called? Dupe is in this picture. And I was like, who the fuck is Dupe? So I looked him up, and he's like this green lumpy jelly bean thing. And so I was like, okay, let me look into this character. He's actually pretty fucking funny. And so I was reading some Wolverine X Dupe. He's basically like Wolverine's like low-key is Hitman. Like Wolverine, the most badass character in the Marvel universe, needs a Hitman. And he's not like really a hitman, but he just handles a lot of shit. And he's just like, check him out. Check out the Wolverine comic that features Dupe. It's pretty good. Wolverine sends him to go beat him up. Wolverine sends him to go beat up some Nazis that are fucking have a bowling like team. He fucking he like has sex with a female senator to, what's it called, to like sway a public like vote or something or some shit, and then he does the same thing with the male senator. So he does. It's just so outlandish and funny, bro. Yeah, I've been reading some Dupe stuff. I'm gonna make a video about him because he's pretty fucking interesting. So I'm going to my Marvel Unlimited app to see what else I've been reading. Unworthy Thor. I need to get Pick Nova back up. I was liking the journey from that. Can you not like see your reading history? Sort by, I guess continue reading. Yeah, some Dupe stuff. Unworthy Thor. Oh, the Immortal Hulk. That's what I've been reading. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. I need to get back into the Ultimate Universe though, like the old Ultimate Universe. The Book of Clarence comes out May 11th on Netflix. That was a movie I was meaning to see last year, but I didn't get around to. I think it was because they had a limited movie like theater release, and so yeah, so I didn't get around to that. And then also, I don't know if this is the official count, but the X-Men 97 like producer, like the one that got fired, Still don't know what the fuck he got fired for. At least I don't think it's been like super well known. I think he was like toxic on set. I'm not sure, so I don't want to throw that out there. But he like I don't know if this is his official Twitter, but he's been tweeting about, and he's getting a pretty large following. So I don't know. But he tweeted about X-Men 97, the old show, about so we're about to head into a 3-part season finale with X-Men 97, the new version, and he said watch the 2 episodes from the old show. It was in season 4, I think episode 9 and 10. It was like some time travel stuff with Bishop and shit, and so maybe that's gonna lead into maybe some people coming back that died in maybe that leads into some shit that happens in the finale of the new show. So yeah, I almost spoiled a little bit if people weren't watching. Also, I'm gonna go see the Challengers like shortly after I'm done with this podcast. So that's why I'm also trying to hurry up, so I have time to play with my niece and go do that, and not just leave and go see the Challengers. So yeah, gonna see that, and that's with Zendaya. She plays, I guess she has like 2 gay boyfriends or some shit, and she's a tennis coach. I'm not sure what the plot is on that, but I heard it was pretty good, so I'm pretty excited for that. A bunch of new music. Oh, okay, but before we get into the music, a Spider-Man horror film, horror fan film, The Spider, starring Walking Dead star Chandler Riggs, so who played Carl, which I talked about earlier, is out, and I heard this was pretty good, so I want to check that out. And so yeah, a bunch of new music. So let me go to my playlist. There's a bunch of new music, so it's like I'm not gonna deep dive in this, but who I do want to touch on, is Stan Will. His Forever Shittin'. He released this tape, and I really like it a lot. How many tracks is this? Wait, it should say. It says on my it's up here. 19 songs, 47 minutes. He went basically 19 tracks. I didn't add 2. Yeah, I didn't add 2 songs. So he went 17 for 9, and I didn't even think they were bad. It was just like, they were, what's it called? Just like some standard Stan Will, which isn't not a bad thing. I don't think I like the hooks on them or whatever, or yeah. But bro, I'm just trying to like think what the fuck I'm trying to say. But I really like this project a lot. I fuck with Stan Will. I love his wordplay, love his bars, his cadence, all this shit. Some of my favorite tracks on there were actually, so he has AR in My Goose. He does this funny shit at the beginning of the song. He's like, I don't know. It's just like little shit like that. Like they're just having fun with the music, you know. I feel like that really adds a lot of personality to it. But my favorite songs on the shit, and I actually, we're feasting off this. Like we ain't gotta. Like, I was like, damn, when is Stan Will gonna drop again? But my favorite some of my favorite songs were Los Santos Customs. Really that beat is fun. He taps into a crazy flow on that. What's it called? Let me see. Chop Suey with Drago. That fucking beat is crazy. Smithereens. Really, like, all the songs are decent, bro. And then also, like, you know, he talks about like reaching his goals, putting his mind to his shit. Like there's nothing he can't accomplish and shit like that. So it's not like, you know, all like the standard rap shit. You know, there's some substance into it. But I would definitely just go check out that whole tape. It's definitely fucking worth it. I went through Ian's discography, or, you know, what's on Spotify. I went through that. From last time I talked about him, the songs I picked up from him are Hardest Goodbye, Open Hands, I Know, Get Up, Sweetheart, No One, Try It, Do the Math, that's a fucking banger, Going Slow, G63, Couple More, Get Off, Twos, Get Off, and then Twos, What's Best, Better For Me, Keep Me Aware, MMY. My favorite shit from like the shit I listen to are Hardest Goodbyes, fucking fire. Do the Math, fucking fire. If you're gonna check out anything from this music, I would check out Hardest Goodbyes and Do the Math. And from Stan Will, if you're not gonna check out the whole project, I would check out Los Santos Customs, Make It Last, Live and Learn, Standing Ovation. He said Rich Jubilee. Come on, man. I don't know, it's random. But yeah, I really like his bars. He had a bar. He was like, if I see the boys, then I'm running off like A Train. Fuck with that, tough. I just like, you know, I love little references like that. And then also I checked out. So this is a old, not super old, but I added it to my like albums shit, but I just didn't. I must have got distracted by something else. But Talibando released a album called Pyrex Kids. I ended up really liking it a lot. Pulled a lot of songs from there. The songs I pulled was Sold It All, Brothers Only, with featuring V's, Pyrex Kids, Outstanding Members featuring Talibando, Babyface Ray, or featuring Babyface Ray's Talibando song, Sweet Tooth, Blindfolded, Chop Flies. So this has Wiz Havin, and he's a Florida rapper, and I just got put on with like that song, and I went to go check him out. I really like his flow that he had in Trap Flies, and so I've been trying to, Trap Files, my fault. So I've just been trying to find some. I was checking out his during the commute back to to record this. I was checking out some of his music, but nothing was really hitting like the feature he had on Trap Files. But I picked up Friday After Next, The Rain, Zombies, and Desert Storm. And then I was listening to some Dame Dot. I fuck with Dame Dot for the most part. I feel like he's super hit or miss for me. And I even say it's bad, but I feel like the songs I don't like are just kind of whatever. But the songs I do like, I end up really liking a lot. And I was checking out his album Purple Heart. I don't know. It's HARDT. But I wasn't really liking it a whole lot. But yeah, I was like halfway through, and I only at that point only picked up one song, and so I was like, I stopped. Maybe I'll go through it again, but I just wasn't really feeling it a whole lot. But I picked up Sunrise. I really fuck with that. Let me see. Is there anything else on the weekly watch list? Nothing really for Pondering My Orb this week. If you're new here, that's just a section I like to take and just reflect for the new week, try to refocus, get my mind right, and hopefully in me pondering my orb and reflecting, you can pick up a couple gems or something and reflect on your own situation or whatnot. And yeah, I mean, really, I don't have like a bunch. Yeah, I haven't really thought about it. Just been busy moving and shit. But just keep it moving, bro. One step at a time. I'll get to that in a second. One step at a time, and just, bro, lock in, bro. That's it. But yeah, so next week, I don't think there is really anything to watch. I'll double check, and then follow me on Twitter, and links will be below for the What Did I Miss podcast Twitter. I'll put out on there if I'm gonna go see a movie, and if want to go see the movie to be tapped in with the review, or if you just want to hear me talk about it without seeing the movie, up to you. But I don't think there's really anything on the horizon for the next couple weeks. Maybe I will find something, but there might be. I gotta double check. But if there's not, though, we'll be just talking about the Spider-Man re-release or main topic. But I think I want to talk about the Spider-Man re-release. But yeah, that's this week though. My Ultimate Spider-Man video of the new comic will be coming out. It's only on the first issue. But yeah, I've been working really hard on it. I'm really excited on how it turned out. It's not perfect or anything. I don't know why I said that, bro. Just be proud of the work that you did, But I'm really excited about that. I've been working on it for a while. And so that will be out, this week. So this will be out hopefully by Monday. And so it'll be out, But yeah, go check that out on my YouTube channel, DS2 Smooth, when that drops. By the time you hear this, it won't be out. But, just go subscribe there and check out the other videos there, and that will be dropping though. And I've been working on this video for a while, and that's why I really haven't been putting anything else out. And so after I get over this video, which it took me a while to do, the dupe video that I was talking about, like that will be fairly quick. Like there's not a bunch of that goes into that. I just gotta finish reading a couple of his comics and then write up the script and whatnot. But just trying to get more. I am been working consistently, but like putting shit out consistently. So. There's that. But yeah, just follow me on the socials, DS2 Smooth, on Twitter. That's where I'm most active. Come tap in with me there. Like I said, go check out the What Did I Miss podcast. The link will be down below. Yeah, I just, try to keep updates there. Like I posted there, my mic fucking broke last week and whatnot. And so any updates like that will be thrown up there. And I'll do that as well in the community notes tab on the YouTube page. But also, if you're listening to this on YouTube, drop a like, subscribe, do all that good stuff. If you're listening to this anywhere else, rate it, drop a review, anything like that. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it, to be honest. Geez, almost 3 hours, bro. I did not want to do a 3 hour ep, but that's the way the cookie crumbled, I guess. yeah, hopefully, yeah, next week is gonna be a much shorter not probably much shorter, but it's not gonna be fucking 3 hours. It's just a lot of yap about and a lot to catch up with. So yeah, it felt like a good episode, and I'm just tired of yapping. So I'll catch you guys next week. Twos.